Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. One of my favorite shows. Hell yeah. Thanks, Blamed. Appreciate that. Not gonna lie, excited to see how the new games we're covering work. That makes me excited that you're excited. Yeah, Mondays, Wednesdays. We're starting next week. We got some good ones. We got some fun ones. Also excited for today's show. I've been curious about these two games, and it's not the best scene across locally unless you play Magic or Pokemon, and you're a Universus player. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's insane. I gotta send him a link. I want to get into Flesh and Blood, but my locals doesn't support it. The good news, Blame Siren, is you can play the game completely free online. Completely free. They have an entire thing. Yeah. It's called Talishar. That's what I'm going to be using to play games. I'm doing this now. Yeah, have fun. If I do this, why are you still mad at me? One second, chat. And then deactivate. And then come back here. Jump to Video Ninja. Hello, Void Control. Nice, and that's on. We're there. Copy this, and then send this to you. And then bring this up over here. Get rid of you. Grab you. Hello, Mr. Claybo. How are you? What up, what up, what up? I will mute myself here. And then I'm excited to try a Mothra list this week. A friend of mine bought me the alternate art one, so now I have to figure out what to play with her. Rebby picked up an alt art Mothra at the last regional. So I gotta figure out what to do with that as well. So I feel you, same boat. Let's pop in to the thing. What up?
What up?
How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm well. I'm swell. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. You were busy.
Yeah.
And you hate the show.
Emergency evac to Gen Con. Did you hear how it happened?
Yeah, you told me the morning of.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You knew I was awake.
Yeah.
Because I work.
Yeah. 9 o'clock, I don't have a ticket. 9:45, I do. It's crazy.
Yeah. Which I hope you had a good time.
It was a blast. So weekly Thursday therapy session. Let's put you up on screen. Let's get you there, and then we can talk. 2-person cast and talking screen new. No, it need podcast screen. Hey, there we are. The nice shirt, Tan. Thanks, I appreciate it. So I'm not because of card games. I'm not very good at like conventions because normally I got shit to do, right? I got a 3-day event, and so like going to Gen Con, like I've never been to a panel. I've never like I don't really have the extra income to just like go walk the store floor and like feel good about it and be like, oh, you know what, I will fuck off and buy a bunch of whatever on the dealer room floor. Not to mention, how do I get it back? I don't want to pay for the extra luggage, and so like. Normally, if I'm there, I'm playing Universus or I'm running a booth, and so like this is the first time I've ever done like a demo.
Yeah, your mic has shifted.
My mic has shifted. I'll do this.
It's better. You fixed it.
Hold up. I might have to. Is it still fixed? Is it still out?
You're good.
I'm
yeah,
out.
You're
Good. Okay.
For a second, I think it like swapped to a different mic.
It wanted to go to a different audio for sure, and I was like, knock it off. And so like when I go to these like cons, like I just like even like back when I was doing like the tournament the con circuit with like my parents for like cosplay or whatever, I was like never went to whatever. Like I've only ever been to like one panel in my whole life that I can remember, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to like NebraskaCon.
Yeah.
When that was a thing. It still is a thing. I just stopped going to it because I don't know. I don't know. But I've been to panels like during that and dealers' rooms and like they have like a game room and yada yada yada. I've never been to a Gen Con, a Origins, like ones that are demographed towards this other hobby, like the board game, the card game stuff that I'm in, right? That space. And if I have, the closest was UFS Worlds 2017 Bebop Meta, because that was the last time that it was at that expo that always happens or whatever.
Yeah.
And on day one, that was the first time. I say first time. That was the first time that like I didn't make. I didn't have a chance at doing well on teams. So because Mason Johnson, shout out, got hammered while we were playing rounds, like he did the Phil Birch Ben Shoemaker thing, and he was playing Ash, which I don't know about if you've ever played the character,
Mm-mm.
but she's hard. Like
Yeah.
she's not easy to play because she has to play your opponent's shit. Um, was just making terrible moves, and then like Jake and I were getting a little unlucky, and we probably didn't play the best teams decks. Um, so by like round 4, we were able to drop the teams event, and I got to walk around the convention. But then every day after that for singles, because I did well,
Yeah. You're stuck.
I don't normally get to participate in the conventions that they're a part of. And then I've just never been to the other ones. I've never been to, like I said, never been to Gen Con, never been to Origins. I've never even been to like other conventions that they held regionals at, which
Yeah.
I guess is typically like Origins, right? So
Yeah. It's just Orange is the only that I could think of.
the closest one is Nationals 2023, Star City Game Con that we
Yeah.
shared space with in Dallas. But
that
again,
was
I commentated it, so
Yeah.
I'm working every day, and that includes Friday because they made us commentate retro, which is fine.
Yeah.
I use the word made. I like my job, but but like didn't think I was going to be commentating retro, but they paid us a third day. Whatever, I'll do the work.
Yeah.
But don't get to participate in the convention when you do that, right? So
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, I did enjoy Gen Con. My takeaways were I got to play Riftbound. I've got the demo decks, which were dope. I got them all except for Volibear, which is funny because it's like the only like I wanted any of them. I was down for any of them, but the only one that like a half percentage point I wanted more with Volibear because Rebby likes bears, and I was like,
sure.
this is how we'll get you in.
Good news, probably the
bear.
worst of the demo decks.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's the ramp go big deck, which
Yeah.
like works, but when like in Commander, when you sit down and you do the 4-player experience, sometimes you just kind of get completely ran over and you fall so far behind in the beginning of the game that it feels insurmountable coming back, especially in the demo experience. So at least like once I had like gotten more comfortable playing Riftbound, I tried to always play the Volibear deck because I don't think it's very like you press one button to turn
Yeah.
and you're like, cool.
It's
And
better-
it's
it's
play
better
a
been
big
worth it.
dude or ramp or
Yeah.
and you're like, alright. And you're like, you don't do anything on your opponent's turns, you know, whereas like, you know, Yasuo has got some tricks, Jinx has a little bit of tricks, Victor has tricks, like, and Volibear's just kind of like, cool, yeah.
This one, he's
Vibing.
for 10.
Yes. Not that I haven't seen a Volibear win like in a demo experience 4-player thing, but like usually winning isn't the goal. More often than not, I see the Victor deck and the Jinx deck because either one has a really good aggro game and one like figures out like, oh, I have the best. I think the Victor deck is probably the best deck, but I personally like the Yasuo one the most.
Same.
I think that deck is so fun,
The deck is so
and
cool.
I think if you pick up the game very quickly, I think you actually win every demo pod you're in. If
Yeah.
you figure it out, like if you're in any demo pod, I think you win with the Yasuo deck. But that's just me.
Yeah, I am really excited. Next Wednesday, I think I'm going through and doing a first look at all the cards. But I gotta.
It's a long time.
It's a long time, and I
300
got
cards, dude.
and I gotta figure out like how I want to talk about legendaries or the legends versus the characters they're in, because like not having the characters next to it is like tough. And then I got to figure out like which Jinx do I put on screen to talk about the legend, and the answer is both, but it's not both for both of them,
Well,
right? Like,
there's only one legend, but there's 2 champion units.
correct. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think talking about the legend without the champion unit does not make sense.
I mean,
I think when I look at Master Yi and I go when I defend by myself, I get +2, and I go, well, that doesn't make much
Sure,
sense. Well,
but not the other
sure,
one.
neat.
The other one. So one of them, yes, but the other one, the green one or whatever, or maybe it's the orange one. The body one is like not really. He
Wait,
just like comes in ready.
are there 2 for everybody?
Yeah, there's 2 for everybody.
Oh, okay, that makes it easy because I can talk about both of them. Easy, simple. I didn't think that there was 2 for everybody.
I just don't think there's 2 for the um Proving Grounds product.
That's okay.
So
That's okay.
well, wait, no, hold on, I'm wrong. Because Master Yi has 2, and he's a Proving Grounds product.
Oh,
What am I doing? I have all the cards right here. Yeah, they all have 2.
okay,
Plain and simple. They all have 2.
nice. Then I just put them both on screen. Easy.
Lux has 2, Garen has 2, Yi has 2, Annie has 2. Yeah, you're good. They each have 2.
This is now the Riftbound Super Show. Who are you most excited for? Like, do you have a small list of like people?
Competitively, probably playing Set. I've been playing Set the most.
I played.
And he is
JJ
having
had a
success.
set deck that was very good. And I played.
Yeah.
I played one match of that and went, oh, I get it. Oh, I get it.
His units are very sticky. So
Yeah.
it's like, in my opinion, I think it's like the epitome of like a mid-range type deck, which I love when I play tempo-based card games. I like Leona a lot. Sadly, just don't think she's very good. But I do like her. I like order and calm combinations. I think I like the idea of having the. I'm really good at defending battlefields and having like counter spells that are on calm green. And I think order is actually probably the best domain.
Order's yellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just think like it has card draw, it has ramp, it has removal, it has big dudes, it has go wide dudes. I just actually think it has it all. It's just not perfect at all of them, you know? But it does everything.
Yeah.
And so, which is part of why I think Set is so good, because I don't think Body is very good, but I think Set is like, oh, I get to keep my units alive and I can choose whatever the fuck units I want to play.
Yeah.
That's really good for what the order domain does. And like Leona's fine. Who else do I like? So Leona's like my casual deck. I'll probably play her a lot casually. Set to me, I'll probably play competitively. I think Darius will be like another favorite of mine. Surprise, he has yellow. And I think the 4th deck I care about building is probably like a Master Yi of some sort. I have an inkling of like looking at Lee Sin, which is the same colors as Master Yi, but I think Lee Sin's just the worst character to play. But those are kind of the 4 or 5 I've been looking at. I'm not really a Kaisa gamer. I'm not really a Victor gamer, but they're very good.
I think Lux is the character that I'm most excited to play.
I play big spells.
Yeah, I think spells are dope, and like being able to redraw is really neat. I like the idea of I want to see what a real volley bear looks like, because I liked playing volley bear in the demo. I really liked Yasuo. Leona looks dope. And then probably just Set, because I liked what Set had going on.
The good news is, out of the 16 legends that will be in the Set 1 format, 11 of them have top cutted so far.
Mm-hmm.
I use that word lightly because they are all community ran things, and it's only the data that's on the Piltover Archive website.
Sure.
Sadly, out of the 5 that are missing, they are Yasuo, Volibear, Garen, Leona, and I don't know the other.
I'd assume Annie.
That character. No, Annie's got a representation. Lux has one representation. Lee Sin has a representation, which is crazy vibes.
Lee Sin's the blind monk, yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
He's the buff guy.
The buff guy that isn't Set.
Yes. Oh, and Misfortune. Misfortune hasn't touched, which is crazy. I think Misfortune is actually crazy cool and good, but maybe I'm just hard wrong, and nobody's putting in the work yet. But
wait, Teemo has one? I do not understand how this guy works at all.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I just
I
haven't
think he's
like
pretty good.
I haven't looked at any of the cards, right? Like I just haven't done
He's just
the deep dive.
he's just an aggro deck, but he uses the hidden mechanic to scare your opponent on trying to take over battlefields, but he 100% struggles at like hard removal.
Sure.
So if you play against like a Kaisa or a spell slinging type deck that has removal from hand,
Hmm.
you lose your units on battlefields, and then if you don't control the battlefield, any hidden cards you put there go to the trash.
Correct. Yeah.
And so you're like, so unless
Oops.
you're only playing reaction timing hidden cards, because then you can play them in response to anything.
Yeah.
If they are not more units to put on the board, which there are some hidden units that
Hmm.
Teemo has access to, you just lose the whole gimmick of your deck. So,
Rough.
but it has had success at least in 2 decks. So
That's cool.
yeah, I love the game. I think it's great. I'm excited. Yeah,
Yeah. Anyways, I
but
currently
I
don't
do
have
think
any. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, it's okay. Oh, I was gonna say I think Lux will be good. It's the same 2 domains as Victor, and
Hmm.
Victor has had quite a bit of success. I think, if not the most, he's tied with Set with the most. Um, Lux is Lux will just, in my opinion, probably look and feel similarly to how Kaisa plays,
Hmm.
and Victor at least fixes that same kind of game plan by creating his own units, and Lux does not. She instead just draws, which I think can be good. Um, she is one of the. I think she's the only legend that has repeatable draw on face, aside from Jinx. And Jinx has the stipulation of I've ran out of fucking cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Jinx is not my speed at all. I did not like top decking, even a little bit. I was not. I didn't enjoy that when I played it.
yeah,
Um. Yeah.
that
No
makes
thanks.
sense.
I want a little bit more control
Uh,
than that. Too
how
much
does chat like
chaos.
the inaugural Riftbound Super Show?
uh, they have not given a shit. Here's the deal for everybody at home. I currently don't have questions. I've got an intro question, and that's literally it. That's literally all I've got. So if you guys want to, if you want this to be a show, we need your guys' call-ins. Come out, hang out, drop a question in the Discord, ask Tam a question. Come be on the show if you feel like it, and we can chat a bit.
You've been gone because we haven't done this.
Yep.
And I wasn't going to tell Barlow this when I did my impromptu show last week.
How'd that go, by the way?
It was fine. It was fun. It was very chill. We had some questions. We had some people. I was very casual about it because I don't have the same setup as you,
Sure.
and I also because my Twitch doesn't have all the same like exclamation point shit stuff that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I was totally down to just pull questions from chat, so it
Yeah.
actually worked out okay for how casual it was.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fine. But get this, uh, you know this because you were with me in Louisville. But the guy that I took the idea for this show and how we do it,
Yeah.
that Anna Margaret knows,
Mhm.
Travis Gafford, literally the week we didn't do a show after Louisville,
Mhm.
he retired from the space. Basically, he
Oh.
stepped away. So his call-in show is gone, which means we must carry on the legacy and the torch,
We
even though
have
it is
to.
a much smaller game in space and following. The show must go on,
I'll
right?
do it for you.
So
I'm here. I'm here
yeah,
for it.
yeah. He's not like gone. He's actually really into Magic, and I think going to be really getting into Riftbound based off of what I've heard from him and when I follow him on stuff. So I don't think I'm not going to see him, right? But he has stepped away from the professional League of Legends esports scene and is going to be moving on to different media. So
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. You ready? You ready to get this thing
yeah,
rocking?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wait, don't hit break. No, wait.
Waiting.
I'm gonna need another sody pop. Because we do a lot of yapping here.
We do quite a bit of yapping.
Okay, I'm good.
All right. I've clicked the record button and I say, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Tam and Barrett Universus Super Show, your weekly call-in Universus show where me, Barrett, and a third guest, you, can come on and chat about pretty much anything Universus related you want to talk about. If you're interested in that and you are catching us live over on Twitch or on YouTube, come pop into my Discord and drop us a question. We will get you in on the show. Or if you'd rather just have your question less guaranteed, but potentially read out, drop the question in chat, and if we've got time, we'll have a conversation about it. Before we jump into questions, though, as you guys get all queued up and whatnot, Barrett, how was your week/2 weeks in Universus? We did have to skip last week. You did a cool impromptu thing with a different host, which is totally chill, and I'm not jealous. But I would love to know how your this week in Universus was.
It was good. My work-wise, there's some other people on the team that are on vacation because of Gen Con and yada yada yada. It's slow right now. It's summertime. I had to step up and take in an additional responsibility that I've never had to do before. So I thought it went well. And then additionally, one of the products that I worked on and designed is moving forward in some extra steps as of this week. So it's really cool to like be a lot more involved in the process making of it and looking at it that happen. So I like that. Obviously, we're at post Louisville, so and also TMNT release alongside Gen Con. So I'm doing a lot of lurking, watching people's reactions, seeing what they like about the set. Now that they actually are getting cards in their hand, people are testing and building and doing things, right? And so I think you see a lot more instead of the knee-jerk reaction post, you're seeing the I've played with this card now X amount of times, this is actually how I feel about it, which I care more about that than the knee-jerk reactions, right?
Totally.
Overall it's been good. I think vibes are good. As far as I'm aware, I've had a lot of people say that they really enjoyed the TMNT sealed experience, which is nice, which is cool. That's good. And then I've had a lot of compliments about the Street Fighter decks that I made this week, which was very nice and heartwarming. It made me feel good. So yeah, it's been a good week.
I don't know why. I made a Ryu deck and it sucked cheeks. So it was yuck. It was yucky. My week has been good. I've been trudging along doing content stuff. Had some pretty big ideas. Editing wise in the pipeline. Finally got to post one, the Jeremy Ray interview, which chat just mentioned. Really happy with how that interview went. 2-hour long interview with one of the devs of the game. Really kind of digging into how the sausage is made, specifically about the AOT 3 or AOT block, like all of that. There were some crazy major changes when it came to Attack on Titan inside the game of Universus and like what that did to it. And so it's like picking Jeremy's brain of like what he liked, what he didn't like, what he learned, what does the future hold, so on and so forth. Just a real solid breakdown, which makes me happy. I thought it was cool and dope. With that, this does get me into the first topic of the show, and that is we're talking pre-show live over on the air about the fact that I went to Gen Con. At Gen Con, there was the TMNT World Premiere. I got to play in 3 pre-release sealed events. Best of 3s. Every time you won, you got a pack of Attack on Titan. It was cool, but it was the first time anybody got to play with TMNT. And so the topic of the start of the show, our warm-up question, as, again, other people get their questions in, please, either in chat or so on and so forth. TMNT pre-release tips. So you helped playtest all these cards. I've played in now 3 pre-releases. You've played in pre-releases before, but if this is somebody's first introduction to, if this is their first time ever playing the game, is going to be this weekend's pre-release, then here are some tips and whatnot. And before we get started, I do want to give some flowers. I think that sealed play or limited play for Universus is not very good. the cards that are made mostly for the high level 1% competitive experience, but and when it comes to sealed play, it really feels like when I'm limited in these options, it feels like a hollowed out version of Universus, and that's the verbiage that I use. It feels like somebody has scooped up all of the fun stuff, and you've left like just the core mechanics, and like it's fine. Like I like playing the core mechanics. I think they're the best mechanics, but like it's scooped up and feels hollow. The TMNT sealed is the best Universus sealed I've ever played. It does not feel like a scooped out hollow version. It feels like a miniaturized version. It still feels like I am doing cool things, and it still feels like I have agency. And I'm down to get into why I feel that way because I've had some pretty significant thoughts. And I think that whether on stream or off stream, I want to talk to you about it because I think you either on purpose, in which case kudos, or accidentally fell into something incredible that I think that you should be doing on every single set moving forward. And so before I jump in and I keep talking, do you have any TMNT pre-release tips, whether it be about pre-releases in general or the TMNT set or so on and so forth?
In general, um, I think sealed is different and a unique experience depending on what your level of player you are, whether you have never done it before or you are experienced. And I think that's why even experienced players still humor themselves and participate in the activity because it is, I would agree with you, not the best in our game, but there is still a muscle to flex sometimes of just like how well are your fundamentals given very generic and unoptimized decks and cards. And so my biggest tip if you're on the lower end of that spectrum of newer to the game or newer to sealed in general, I typically recommend stay away from 7-hand size characters and float towards more characters that are closer to 6-handers and also either give stats or take stats away from your opponent's stuff. I think characters, and I'll use for an example in the set, I think characters like Splinter are incredibly good in sealed.
Very cool.
If you're new to the game, he is going to be difficult to unlock the potential of that character in a sealed environment.
Yeah.
Although I think the character is very good, and I would play Splinter a ton at sealed. He's not for everybody.
It is funny.
Meanwhile,
so the three characters that I played for my sealed was April, the brothers,
the ones that don't give stats,
the brothers, so increase my check, and then Splinter.
I'm very similar. I feel comfortable enough as a player that I will unlock and play fundamental Universus better than my opponent with unoptimized cards and unoptimized decks because my text on my character is stronger than let's just pump stats onto things. Because historically in our game, the characters that rule the sealed metagame are the Nomus, which big beefy guy gives stats,
Your
or
rock
the
studies.
the younger Taguros. I give big stats. I play good game. I think for in this scenario, although he although he is relying on getting schemes for his other ability, I think Superfly just plays generic sealed very good,
good.
because people will be committing foundations to pass checks and sealed because you just have to in that mode because you don't have the Godzilla +3 to my check kind of or +2 to my check and then other things, or I don't have the Resurrected Titans going into a Zeke enhance plus check. Like you're not gonna be able to do the board optimization. So Superfly is just free stats defensively and offensively. So I would push that towards new players.
And then
on
if
the
you
other side of that,
have a scheme, it's like it's just
yeah,
icing on the
bonus.
cake, right? It is a bonus.
Meanwhile, also I think you typically should stay away from, unless there is a ton in the pool, which this requires extra information on what the cards are in the set, which I don't think should be a prerequisite when you show up to a sealed event. I don't think you should know every single card in the set, but like characters like Donatello that give scaling stats based off of assets in your stage. That's really cool. If you don't open any assets, your character's half blank, or basically 100% blank.
Correct.
If you don't have any assets. So Donnie, maybe shy away from. But Michelangelo, on the other hand, half of the character is playable, and the traits that he covers is wide enough that you're probably going to get some extra bonuses, and that's a 7-hander I would probably recommend to a newer player, even though I typically wouldn't recommend 7-handers. But the go-to, in my opinion, are things like Mega Mutant. Mega Mutant is like the sealed character.
Yeah,
Hey,
that guy's
find
crazy in
all the
sealed.
cards that have ally. You get a bonus.
Yeah, and there's a ton
beefy
of
6-hander.
there's a ton of allies in the set, not on his symbols, and because sealed doesn't have symbol restrictions, it's very easy to just accidentally find a full ally deck.
So that's when it comes to picking your character based off of what you open. I think there's a ton. Like, you can make a whole video about this, obviously.
Yeah.
I think my biggest thing to recommend also is sealed Universus is not the same as regular Universus. Don't be afraid to put more 3-diffs in your deck than you normally would, because that's what you got. Don't be afraid to put more 2-diffs in your deck, even if they don't do a function. Like, literally, if you can't unlock the text of the card, it's okay. Sometimes the block coverage just matters. Just because it's gray matters. And that's something you have to really lock into. I know most people just tell new players, any card that's got a 1 in the top left, put it in your deck.
Yeah.
And I would say that's normally a good tip, because they're good. They're easy to play. They're cheap. And I would typically also recommend for new players that you lean your attack percentages of your deck probably a little higher.
Yeah.
You are going to be able to play. Your quality are worse, and you're allowed to be greedier in sealed. Your opponents are also going to be checking poorly and also not be having a ton of attacks that synergize together. It's okay if you check poorly and you commit some extra foundations and yada, 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 right? So I think it does go both ways. Also, and this is a really weird tip to give people, but I've seen more often than not in sealed environments, less so in this set, don't be afraid to make your deck bigger than the minimum requirement.
Correct.
Because I actually will see more sealed games from players that, again, struggle to unlock how to win games in sealed. They will drag on, they'll go on forever, and actually people will just deck themselves out, and that isn't fun for either player.
Totally.
So just make your deck a little bigger. I promise you, with the way that the sets are designed right now, you'll have enough attacks to compensate the percentages.
Yeah.
What you might not have, per se, is the extra foundations to compensate for that. But again, you are allowed to play greedier decks in this format. So those are like my quick and easy tips. Anything specific to TMNT?
So here's what I've played in 3 of them. So here's what I'll give. There are a ton of 5 difficulty attacks, a ton, and a lot of them have a lot of weight behind them. They do feel high impact in this sealed environment. There are a couple that like don't feel incredible. Like there's like a 5-diff 4-low for 4 that says seal a rival asset, and it's a throw. It's like not worth a 5-diff slot. But things like reciprocate, 5-diff 3 high for 7. If I took damage last turn plus 3 damage, insane in sealed, and like insane, maybe even insane in like standard. Honestly, like a 3 high for 10 that I'm allowed to throw at the end of my string is like really good once they're out of blocks. Like that's really good. And so like there's some really sick bombs like that. I'm pretty sure that's a common. Like I was playing like 2 or 3 of those in my decks. And so like seeing a card like that you go, oh man, this card is obviously going to be blockable. You'd be surprised how unblockable it is.
Yep.
Plus
1 speed goes a long way in sealed.
Yeah.
Because people don't always know what's coming in sealed because they're all unoptimized. People tend to block early when they can in sealed. So, like you said, it's not actually a 3-speed move. They might have a card or 2 in their card pool, which means it's a 5. And if they tapped out, it's unblockable in sealed. That's just unblockable in sealed.
Yeah. That happened to me. So Keenan's in chat. He played Rocksteady, and I played Splinter, and he actually turned 2 to me with 2 moves, because I committed out, and he was like thud, it's over. It was very awesome. I think my big
The Rhino
flowers.
got you.
Yeah. Did not take away his credit cards. Um, uh, uh, my big flowers for this set is there are 2 cards in this set that say flip, turn this attack to a high, and flip, turn this attack to a low. Genuinely, that if you can take one thing back to the designers for sealed play, every set should have this. It shores up your block zones, but you have to do it from with intelligence in mind. It's not just like a get out of jail free button. And they have ways, because it's at enhanced speed, not response speed, for them to like mess with it back. So like I turn it a high, they can turn it back to a low if they've got it. So like playing that chicken was really good, and it made sure that my block zones, like I didn't get flooded with too many highs, too many lows, too many whatevers. It really helped me fix my block zones, and it felt really, really nice.
I think one of the big things that we did. I'm going back in time. I think one of the bigger things too that we did in this set was like I'm gonna ask you to recall, and I know your memory sucks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to recall like when you played like Dark Tournament sealed,
Yeah.
and like cards like Fearsome Transformation came out. I think we did a lot better job in this one. That like yes, we have 1/5s that flip to draw, but like I think some of the conditions on them are a real counterplay that your opponent is allowed to interact with. So like
Yeah.
one of them says only draw if your opponent did, or
Yes.
or as a response speed, or hey, I will draw if this touches you.
Yep.
And you're like, I have a real decision to make
Or
now.
if this
And
touches
you
at
had
all,
to play it at
if they hit you,
yeah,
you can draw with it underwell, right? And so like there's
correct. You can
agency,
also do
there's
that.
choice on it.
Yeah, so like I think when you like, and I think those cards will have maybe some fringe standard play because like some people just want a 1/5 that can draw a card, and you'll
Yep.
figure out a way to optimize it, obviously. But like, I just think I think it's a better job to make cards that when you have an unoptimized deck, draw is important
Yeah.
because it whether it's a chance to get the right block zone or a chance to get that one more attack while your opponent is overextended from the turn prior, that's what makes the games, in at least sealed wise, not go to turn 7 or 8,
Yeah.
but still feel like a real length of time for a game of Universus, but the effects are so simplified, right? And I think that's the biggest thing. I think also behind the curtain, I guess a little bit more. We're doing a lot. We're a lot more cognizant right now in card types and where they fit in their rarity slot. And we have been for a while now. So like this isn't, but like I believe it is only constantly getting better the more sets that we make and the more pre-releases and stuff like that. So like TMNT is like the nth set down in that line of process and thinking of like, hey, because of the way the sealed kits are, because they're just random packs, right? This isn't draft, right? People don't play draft in our game. So an old formula that would matter of hey, you need to have this percentage of foundations as commons or this percentage of attacks, or I guess attacks to non-attacks is more important because assets and actions exist. We can shift that amount because you're not drafting anymore. You are raw opening packs. So what we have to be careful of and what we do is you can't print too many non-foundation cards at uncommon or lower, because if you don't, you will have a very poorly functioning sealed deck. Because I know it's something you've said before, we don't have a land box, we don't have a energy box for you to go and put stuff into your deck. We have a really shitty rule that says you can, and I hate that rule of the like flip a card over and it can be a 2/5 or whatever. Not even
Uh,
everybody uses it anymore
I've I
because it's not a
didn't
real rule anymore.
I didn't think it was a real rule because of we don't have uh symbol
Symbols
restrictions.
anymore.
Yeah.
Correct. But I'm saying like, and that's what it's not a rule anymore. But like, I always hated that rule even when it was a thing because it just meant it was like a cop out way to do weird draft choices. But we're not designing right now, or that's not true. Hold on, let me take a step back before I say that.
You're not designing. You heard it
Pe-
here first. They've just stopped designing the
people
game, everybody.
people don't draft our game. The sealed kits shouldn't be tailored for draft then.
Fully agree. Fully
right?
agree.
And until there is a revolution, and people want better draftable sets, there's a different formula that we know to follow when it comes to set design. I think is the best way to describe it.
And this is where I want to give flowers of this sealed felt really, really good. So kudos to you guys. Genuinely kudos.
Oh, thanks.
With that, chat, if you guys are trying to get any questions in, I have a question that I think is going to be fun but tough for Barrett to want to answer.
Which is fine. I just get to listen.
Yeah. But if you guys have any questions or you want your topic, either you can drop it in chat, or if you want to come be a part of the show, come jump into the Discord and open up a ticket. Would love to have you up and on the show. Will be very, very fun. So, Turtles pre-release happening this upcoming weekend. Big shake-up, big change-up. My memory sucks. I don't remember. Did we talk about the backups regional? Did we talk about that on the show, or did we have to skip?
We haven't done a show since before Louisville.
Do you want to talk about Louisville? Would that be?
We can.
Let's do it. Let's talk a little bit about Louisville because my topic was
Barlow
going to be.
Did.
Okay.
Barlow and I did, but again, that's not the prop. That show's never hitting your channel.
Sure.
So like, I have no problem. And again, talking with you is very different because we are both on production side.
Yeah.
Whereas Barlow was playing, and so I got to poke his brain a lot more of like preparing for the event and seeing the backup meta, and he played a deck for the backup meta. It's like I did that kind of thing. I think this is a good opportunity for people in chat to ask us questions like that weren't at the regional, or even if you were at the regional, like things that we observed. And you ready? There's an extra layer to this now. The ban and errata list is out already.
Yeah.
For the next 3 regionals.
Correct.
Like candidly, right? So, and so anybody that had their pitchforks and torches out about, the pink card shouldn't be allowed to do well. There's going to be 3 more events where people who want to develop their pink decks will have the advantage to, but then also there's a new set, right? So we kind of talked about like what do we think might be happening going into Canada. We talked about some stuff.
Let's jump in. Yeah, I think have this conversation because I'd love to hear your thoughts as well, right? And have them recorded instead of lost in the ether. So basically say everything you said last week, but now go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So Barlow, how was your Louisville experience?
It was pretty good. I got washed out. I decided to change my deck.
You didn't get washed out,
and then I suck, and I can't believe that I took the Zeke deck and I beat Tan this week at top 8. It sucked. Anyways.
Sure. Okay. So I want to kind of hone in. What we didn't do is we didn't deep dive into the top 16 because.
Can I send you some graphics?
Yeah, absolutely.
I made some stuff for you.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just pulling the ones off of the ones you made for the regional. I used them in my presentation for work.
Oh, did you? That's cute.
Yeah. So that they could see them. Here's my thing, because I would love to have this conversation. I would love to know what chat thinks too, and if they want to make a call in because they've got a heated point. How many? Okay. I don't know how to word this. How many backup decks, representation-wise, is too many?
I don't know that I have a number. I know that
okay.
Defeats your question.
Sure. I'll do some scoping.
Yeah.
Finals was a mirror match. They were 2 backup decks. But would you agree with me and say that they were 2 very different decks piloted by 2 very different players doing different things?
Yes. Different symbols, correct? I think it was Life versus
Chaos.
Yes,
different symbols.
Yeah.
And one was 33 backups in it. Turbo, flip over my Zeke, kill my opponent.
Yeah.
And then your winner, Calvin, Hergal, or Wub, playing great fundamental universes is the best way I'm going to describe it. Okay?
Yeah.
2 of those backup decks. Is that too much? I don't know. Take a step back. Top 4. 3 out of your 4 decks are pink decks, and the other deck is a aggro 7 hand size character that people already knew about.
It was
You don't
Porco?
have to answer anything. Porco.
Okay.
You don't have to. There's no question
Yeah.
here. One more step back. Top 8.
Mm-hmm.
You have all of those decks we just said, and now you include Godzilla, Mimic, Azuka Midoriya on the move, and one more backup deck. So 50-50? Like, specifically talking about the percentage of representation of backup game plans, because that is lumping them all in one pool when we already said that the 2 finals decks were doing different things. And that's also now trying to say that the Zeke Yeager decks and the War Chief decks and the Han Zoe decks are all doing the same thing, which they're not. They're adjacent, but now we look at top 8, and it is a 50-50 split on clumped together backup decks and the rest of the game. Too much or no?
I personally think it is not too much, and I think that I'll play devil's advocate here. The issue with these backup decks is not that they are, quote, too much. Whoa, I got hit with a wall of text. It's not that they're too much. It is that there is a specific card that people are finding egregious, and it is 9 Titans. 9 Titans from throughout the ages. People are up in a tizzy about that one. I've sent you a fun graphic for you. And so
Swiss? This is Swiss.
This is not Swiss. This is the highest ranking of each individual character in Swiss.
I see.
In Swiss.
Okay.
Yeah. I will not be pulling these up on screen. This is just for Barrett to look at. I've done an entire recap that these were on, but for your information, for your eyes. And so I think that's the issue, is that, like, how many of those decks were playing 9 Titans? And I think the problem card is not 9 Titans. I think the problem card is Falling Titans. If we look at how a lot of these backup decks are getting their kill, it is, I'm playing one card on a 6 a bunch of times rather than playing that classic game of Universus of I'm playing a bunch of moves out. At the same time, when you take and you look at all of these top cut lists, how many copies of Snipe a Backup existed in the list at all?
I have that data.
For top 16.
I have that data.
How many Devastating Loss
Sure.
and slash or Anime Shots
it's more
existed?
than that. It's Anime Shot, Devastating Loss, activating the coordinate.
Yep.
And then if you're a fringe mage, you can play Wind of Gas.
Yeah.
And there's another one, Swift Execution. There are 5 cards that all but 2 of them, because of Wind of Gas, are attuned to a symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the other 2 that are represented. I don't disagree. I have all that data. That's for me to do at work. I get that. It's interesting you say that you think Falling Titans is the problem. I think Rock Barrage is the problem.
So
I think Rock Barrage is the wall breaker, the grease, and the enabler. And using grease as an enabler is 2 different things here.
I think that's fair. And I will defend Rock Barrage, but I understand that it is not okay. So you go ahead and
sure.
Tell me about Rock Barrage.
The former best attack in the game, is Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken.
Yeah.
Why is Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken the best attack in the game?
It selectively gets rid of a defensive piece on my rival's board.
Okay. So Rock Barrage is also a 5 difficulty move that requires synergy to work.
Yeah.
I'm at a payoff card, if you will.
Yeah.
And it does the Vast Hybrid thing.
Mm-hmm.
Builds the debatably best card in your deck based off of the public opinions.
Yep.
And also stacks on a stun 2.
So
for 1 less damage and 1 less speed that Vast Hybrid does, but it doesn't answer assets.
So I totally agree with you. And here's my counterpoint. This card is supposed to be a 4 check in these Titan decks.
Sure.
And like that's just not how it's being used. It's just a
I
three?
think it
It's
is
the
more
best
than
three
that.
check in your deck.
Okay, I do think it is more than that because it is existent in a world where there are already backups that help you smooth out the grease of bad checks. Sean Gilmore exists. Onyan Capone exists.
Mhm.
Jaegerist Follower, which looks at the top card of your deck and
So
figures
broken.
out what's coming to helps you with your checks. So like, yeah, it's a 3 check, but I think checks are fictitious in most backup decks.
Yeah.
I would asterisk this because literally the Zeke Jaeger 1-dot, the one from set 2,
Mhm.
has to actually play all their cards on real progressive.
Yeah.
And so like just like we saw Maxwell on stream pull out a win against the tournament winning deck, he had to play Falling Titans on 7s on 8s over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And had to get to a stage where he was allowed to do that. I don't think that's bad Universus, but the only reason, you ready? The only reason he was allowed to win that game is because the reason he had to play on 7s and 8s was because he had to lead with the cards that break your opponent's board.
Yeah.
Rock Barrage. So I think Rock Barrage is just really good. Regardless, that's not what I'm trying to get at. You're breaking my other point. I agree with you that there is amount of information that says people just weren't prepared for the mechanic or the card type.
Yeah.
I think that's a fine argument to have. I think it is a cop out.
I didn't expect so much backup to exist. Truthfully,
Sure.
I thought it was
that's
going
fair.
to be skewed in a different direction, and then when this much backup showed up, I went, "Oh man,
Sure,
unsurprised."
And asterisks, if you count this weighted more or less or the same, if you go check out the interview I did with Wub, the winner of the tournament, and then also from what I've heard from Jeremy Ray, who had a very long conversation with Wub after the tournament because Jeremy loves his job and wants as much data as he can get. The guy that won the whole thing told me on stream, on camera, that he believed going into this tournament, Hanj Zoe was the best deck in the room. And you should be prepared and know what's coming. So the question then becomes to me was that a weighted opinion from somebody who also played a backup deck?
Mm-hmm.
Or did the rest of the players not agree with that? And I don't know what the correct answer is. Based off of the data I have access to, and I guess anybody else, if they want to take their time and dig through the whole event, I would say that the reality is people just didn't respect it. Not that they weren't prepared for it, not that they didn't think it existed. They just didn't respect it. I would also then add the asterisk here of, I don't think enough people know how to play against backups, including the guy that won the whole thing. Because it wasn't until a separate game, specifically game 3 against Maxwell, where he's like, oh, I just have to keep you off of 4 backups for the first 3 turns of the game.
Yeah.
And he changed his game plan, and he executed it perfectly. He didn't deal any damage to Maxwell, but he kept him off of backups. And eventually, I think that led to actions further on into that game that allowed him to win the set.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
How many people do you think across the entire weekend that played against backup decks attacked backups?
Yeah. It does not happen very often.
And then the added bonus is, how many of them were playing Violent Animus shots, which is actually a 3-for-1 when you attack a backup?
So crazy.
It's nuts, because it's actually the only answer you have against Han Zoe. Like, not the only. Sorry, Devastating Loss is an answer, right? But like the idea being, it gets rid of 1/9 Titans,
and it removes.
And if they didn't,
it
removes it from the game, so that Beast Titan Rock Barrage can't bring it back.
Yeah.
And of course they're going to respond and give it -4 damage because they know they're going to lose the piece. But it's still at 1 damage. Yes, there's more DR in the deck. I get it. Barrett, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yes, it's at 1 damage. But if that Violent Animus shot was sent at a different backup, a Jaegerist follower, When it hits, you make them pitch a thing. You already drew a card because you used the response on the move, and you'll get a momentum. I'm not saying that people are bad, because they're not. I think our players actually very much surprised me with how because like Maxwell and I'm so totally blanking on the other Indiana guy.
I'll go find it.
The other Zeke Yeager, because it was literally they were the only two in the tournament playing that character, and I talked about this with Barlow. The only two people playing the character, and the other guy, I think his name's Cameron. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Did he not make top 16?
No, he was on a winning in, which is the point I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
These two players had so much faith in this deck that Maxwell only loses to the guy that wins the whole tournament and still took a game off of Wub and had a real chance at it.
Yeah.
And then the other person playing the deck was on a winning in with a character that, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to admit this 100%, I raw think is bad.
Yeah.
Like, I think that character is raw bad. And they absolutely floored me that weekend. And I watched him play, and he floored me. And I was like, wow. This guy actually took a character that me as a former competitive player thinks is a raw bad character. And I don't think that about a lot of characters. And could win the whole thing with it. That is a standing ovation. Hats off. I will clap for you no matter what place you get because of you already proving that. Because I'm a big believer in putting your money where your mouth is when it comes to competitive play and people over exaggerating about stuff. Like I tell people to prove it, right? But the point I'm trying to get at before we move on to something else. One step back in that lookout of looking at top 16 as a photo, you only add one more backup deck, or sorry, two more backup decks to that picture. So I said out of top 8, it was 4. So now you have 6 out of 16 of the decks being the backup mechanic.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like I just sit here and I think and I go, I don't think that's too many, right? I don't know. Is that just me? Is that an over exaggeration?
Aiden. Is his name. Shout outs to Aiden.
Caden. Damn, I was so close.
Aiden.
Cameron.
Aiden.
You're right. That sounds right. That sounds right. So I don't know, because like I stare at it and I go, yeah, Godzilla making 2 top cuts again, awesome. That character has always struggled on the cusp, and 2 of them made it in here. Awesome. Mikasa 3, awesome. That deck's really cool. 1 pony, sure. There's always one. Krista, Ezra Miller, shout outs. The only Krista in the whole event.
Yep.
The only one. Kevin Broberg playing peak Universus, sure. King Ghidorah, makes sense. Mimic, love it. That guy played great. Garrett played phenomenal. Every time I watched him play, it was really cool. And then you have the Deku Midori on the move, right? So it's like, I think when you look at the whole big picture, there's a new deck archetype that's finally playable, is the way I'm going to describe it, after 4 sets of support of this new card type. And for the first 3 sets of it existing, people didn't respect it. You probably didn't have to. Spoilers. And now all of a sudden, when it gets good enough tools to compete with the other 12 people in this top, sorry, math was wrong. The other 10 people in this top cuts that aren't doing that mechanic, people get all hussy fussy about it.
Yeah. Again, I think it's just after having played with Falling Titans, I'm really that's the one egregious card to me. And I think that like it's so easy to just fall face first into a win with that one if my rival just like doesn't have an onboard answer, because you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with their card one time. You have to deal with their card 8 times, and they can just pass the checks because of how like the rest of the deck looks.
Sure.
And
yeah, and I think it's a fair sentiment coming from the Shield Big Bangs, the Black Dogs Fangs of the past.
Yes.
Like I totally get it. I just think that there's, I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. Do you want to know what the most registered card in the whole event was?
Sure, I'd love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's pretty easy to guess based off of what the community keeps saying is the best card.
Is it just Nine Titans?
No.
Oh.
No. Bigger picture, bro. Bigger picture. Go all the way back
Incredible display?
Oh my god. No, it's filled with doubt.
Oh, sure. Okay, got me there.
and like I don't know, like within the same set, you have a really good answer to said thing mechanic, and as you are also aware as somebody who plays backup decks and does the thing, when you have to commit so many tools to a large amount of tools to make the Falling Titans game plan work, you don't have a lot of counterplay against the answers.
I mean,
you have some, but I'm saying
on
like
the symbols, it is kind of literally like my number one issue with Filled Out, and the reason I forgot that it even existed is because I'm not on board with that card anymore. I think that card I was on and now I'm out. Because literally just Airship beats that card and is an asset that sits on your like stage. Incredible Display beats that card, and we have ways to get momentum. Like there are answers to the answer to protect the thing that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And the checkmate of Falling Titans is so easy to fall into. And there is counterplay when you do have it, and when you don't have it, it's can I pass 5/6s? And the answer is yes, because I'm playing Jaegerists. So I won't fail those. There's no risk.
The data says the majority of players don't lose to the checkmate. That top cut.
What was... I guess I can look at the final thing.
And you have to also remember, like, we are including Caden's list into this. And Caden played a single copy of Falling Titans.
Yeah.
And every game I saw Caden play, he wasn't winning with Falling Titans.
Yeah.
So, like,
it was
we
a
are
piece, not
and yes. So like again, like
so
yes,
how many?
I don't disagree with you.
The Falling Titans decks that lost in top 16, we had
were two Hanzoes.
Yeah, it's John and William, right? And then they lost to Caden, who beat ass, and then we lost to Midoriya, who we got a question about Midoriya, and the question was, is this guy okay? And then from there it was Porco versus Hanj in top 8, which you just got rolled, and then
but they didn't get rolled. We watched that match, Tam. Like that match.
Oh, that match did go long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was post cycle. Porco had to really work for it.
Yeah.
Like that was a real match of Universus from a aggro 7 hand size deck that the player played out of their mind through Justin's like triple quadruple filled with doubt turns.
Yeah.
Remember? Because he would play 2 and the Airship pick 1 up, and he still got there because he played really good Universus with a strong aggro deck, which tells me aggro 7 hand size can compete.
Yeah.
You had 2 of them, right? You have Pony and Porco. So it's like the whole point I'm trying to get at is obviously you put 2 of a mirror match character into the finals and people say the sky is falling, but I think the sky isn't falling. I think people don't know how to open an umbrella because they're just not adapting. Like I'm not saying that people aren't adapting, but I say that a lot.
For the metaphor, it was very, very good.
Thanks. Okay.
I will give you credit for the metaphor. But I agree. I think that, and again, I don't think the game right now is like abysmal, right? And
no, I was very happy the whole weekend. It was crazy because I keep saying the vibes were immaculate, and the reason I say that is even when I would talk to people that scrubbed out or they lost a really important match, they weren't upset. Like they were like, I had fun this weekend, and I went, wow, that's what fucking matters, right? And I like for the first time, not for the first time, but like for a lot of people, and I don't know, maybe they were just because I work for the company, or I don't know. There's a bunch of factors. I totally get it, but for a very long time, I had people that didn't do well, that were my friends, that are highly competitive. And they still were like, I had fun this weekend. It was a good time. Even though no, I just meant in general. People I don't talk to unless it's at events.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, I lost to this, but I'm really proud of how I did. And I went, wow, like, and you know what? I had more people because I'm not just spouting out of my ass. I've literally had people come up to me and they're like, yeah, man, I didn't know how to play against the backup deck. I didn't see them come. People openly admitted that, and so I'm hyperbolating the point, right?
So let me,
So
because I think that we've come to a handshake that the event was good.
yeah, the event
I've
was
got
great.
more that I could talk about for Falling Titans, but I'm not gonna bend the ear because we've talked about it for 15 minutes. My homework for you, the viewers at home, is name a card that is single card checkmate in the same vein as Falling Titans. Name one.
One attack with Midoriya 6. All right. Anyway,
I also think that guy is toxic and shouldn't exist. So point made.
Sure.
Two beast summonings and your pony. We've also done it. I think that character probably should not exist doing the thing that she does.
Oh, now we're doing 2-card combos? I can do a lot more 2-card combos.
Well, so Beast Titan, the one card picks up the second one and then pony clears it.
Sports Festival champ, true 100%.
That one don't exist anymore. Okay,
Correct.
So I do want to talk about what does the EU regional look like. Give me some small predictions. We had this one. This will be the first event with Turtles. We've had the first event since the rumbling of the pink cards. Do you think that Turtles?
Spain.
What?
It's in Spain.
It's in
That's
Spain. Cool. Is a detail about the event.
It's in Spain. That's really cool.
Currently, I think we've got 45 people signed up.
38, way more than when I looked at it
38,
before.
38, excuse me. I am excited for this event. I'm currently not working it. I will be
I'm also not working it.
I think I'm streaming on my own stream. There's an asterisk. I think there's an event happening. Beast in the East is happening on this weekend, so I might not be there. Yeah, August 23rd. There's a
guy offered to stream with me, and he's taking it. He's pulling the rug out.
Yeah, maybe potentially. Depends on what play things look like. But my question is what do you think Turtles does to the environment? Do you think that people are just going to run it back with Zeke as like that guy got no support out of the new set? That there are no life, there are no chaos cards. Sure. You could just literally run Wubb's exact deck, and it is a fully updated legal deck. Do you think things are going to change?
I don't know. I mean, I think our game has serious new toy syndrome. So yes, I think the UK players are very adaptable players. So like I do think that there is an amount of them that have already been looking at these cards, and I'll use Mike Hardiman for example. Mike Hardiman knows exactly what cards he wants for the deck that he's going to play if it involves TMNT cards. When TMNT officially comes out this weekend or tomorrow, he is going to make sure he gets his hands on the cards that he needs because he's already been testing with them. And if Mike Hardiman shows up with cards, or with a deck that uses TMNT cards, we will see the representation because the new toys are important, which means it's a toy that one of the most decorated UK or EU
UBS
players will be putting in the work and figuring out what they want. Is Mike Hardiman going to travel to Spain for this event? I don't know. But the point I'm trying to get at is whoever are the high-level competitive players, I think that we will see some amount of new toy syndrome. On the other end, I know sometimes product is a little harder to get over there, at least in a timely manner. Sometimes. I don't actually know the scenario. But if they can't get access to all of these cards, I do think we will see people that will just bring the deck that they've been playing for the AOT3 meta. So I think there will just be and this is what we see in OCE as well. I think there are people that are like, yeah, I've been playing this deck for a whole format now.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't have a regional, I'm good with this deck. I know how it works. I know the cogs and wheels. I'm not going to throw in new stuff, but they'll know what exists, right? But I also think there's some people that are like, nah, I want to prove that this character is really good. Like this new toy, and I'm going to try and break it, right? So I think it'll be a mix of both.
I have a friend who says, I really like when somebody puts their money where their mouth is. Will there be a turtle top 8 the event? Hard yes or no? Will there be a Turtles character? Excuse me.
Out of the a Turtles character in the top 8?
In the top 8.
Wow. How much do I have to wager?
your pride?
Oh, I don't want to make the bet then. No, I'm kidding. Man. Okay, let me think. I got to think about all the players I think that will be there. And actually, can I see? Can I look and see?
Yeah, go look. Go look.
Can I go look and see
Because
who's registered for the event?
let's talk. I believe it was Denver was the first Critical Role event. We had a
Yes.
singular Critical Role character top cut.
Twice.
Correct. It was just Terry.
But Asterix and 2 Nick Reagans and a Mitchell, which was also their first premiere.
Sure.
New Toy Syndrome.
Sure. Well,
so I know you're looking at the set.
That's fair. That was the set. You're right. No, you're totally right.
But I'm talking about New Toy Syndrome.
Did really appreciated the last regional how many William Anderson the Thirds and Garrett Bretts there were. Big fan of those new toys.
Hey, there was Jamie though. Jamie was
close.
on winning, dude. Come on.
Jamie, highest placing Jamie was, I'll find it. Highest placing Jamie was 33rd.
So they lost their last round and
got tanked.
I was cheering for one.
While you're looking this up, we got a question in chat. Josh Parmalee, how come people don't play the card Ultimate Combination? I think it's a 1-8 KO card. It's a little hard to get set up with how much momentum you have, and then the momentum has to be worth it. And like getting that momentum without hitting is difficult. And if you do hit them, their life total gets sunk down, which means why not just keep that game plan going because you're still hitting them. And so sometimes Ultimate Combination can feel like a bit of overkill, but it is a very good card if you can figure out how to tactically make it work. If the strategy lets you Ultimate Combination, it feels very good. So Barrett, will a Turtles character?
I've done my research. I think at least one might. Can I give a percentage? Can I not give you a yes or no?
I'm down for you to give me a percentage as long as I like the percentage number. Go ahead.
I think there's like a 60% chance.
60?
That a Turtles character will make it.
I was asking 51-49 yes or no. And you gave me 60. You gave me 60. Let me ask the harder question. Yeah. What character is it? What character do you think the community is going to latch onto? Will it be another asset character like Bishop Donnie? Or do you think it's going to be... Do you think somebody's going to crack the brothers? Do you think the TMNT are gonna come out 4-hand size, 40 health, swinging?
Other direction.
Other direction?
I think it's going to be something just like Leatherhead.
Interesting. I did play against a Leatherhead today, and it was annoying. It was certainly annoying.
I think there is just a category and a percentage of players out there that see, oh my gosh, card pool clogging has support again. People don't respect the mechanic or don't know how to play against it well or whatever.
I don't respect the players that like the mechanic. That's the difference.
Hey, I get it. But I think when you have that in conjunction with a character that has damage pump and damage reduction, and I'm not gonna call them weak symbols, but fire is a very good support attune symbol.
So good.
Very good support attune
especially
symbol.
For what Leatherhead's got going on.
And he has discard a card as cost, which we know when you have the fire symbol means you're eating good. So I think there's enough tools that a very solid, aggressively leaning mid-range kind of turn 3, turn 4 Leatherhead deck can eat up some decks. Unless they run into other DR decks. I think that's when it becomes your Leatherhead deck doesn't really work. I just don't know how many people are playing DR in the UK. I think there's another weird take. I think Bakugo 4 might come back again in the UK like we saw the last time he had for success, which was... Sorry, that was UK. In the EU, there's quite a few of the Daubers people, are traveling based off of when I went and looked. And they're good players. So I think there's a percentage where 1 or 2 of them might try a Turtles character and try and get in with it. And I think some of them will be like, I've been playing this deck for this whole format. This is what I'm going to play, and they don't need any Turtles cards. So,
I think if there's a character to top cut, I think it's Donatello. I think that character is the best character in Turtles. There are too many foundations that give him his damage pump for that guy to be bad. and then probably second after that is I want to see a crazy Metalhead deck. I think Metalhead having Armor of the Wolf symbols is silly. It's very very silly.
A
Um,
symbol, but yeah.
sure,
The
A
one.
symbol, the one that matters. And then just like accidentally giving that thing EX6 or powerful 6 by being the third card seems pretty nasty. Um, Not to mention all the
Yeah,
extra stuff. Like
uh,
that guy is gonna get away with murder.
sure.
And he's probably my favorite shaped character out of the set. But I think Donnie as a 7-hand size aggro character is going to eat people alive, man. I think that guy is going to give +4 damage on turn 2 as a 7-hander and just thwack the shit out of you. It's going to go crazy.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I think it's sideways Ymir shaped, but you
Yeah.
need to find specific pieces, and like, I don't know.
I just like the void symbol
Sure.
assets that he has access to.
I get it.
And
You're
like
right. I mean, I get
brotherly
it.
love is like 1/6 counts as a thing.
yeah.
Like man, I am
The 3 diff that does it.
there's so many. It's so crazy.
I know where you're coming from. I don't know. I think yes, it's cool. Yes, he can give a lot of damage, right?
Yeah.
For the same reason that Bishop can give a ton of speed, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I think I don't know. Maybe you're right. I mean,
Also, he's like randomly
the-
723, right? Like, yeah, he's 723.
yeah. I mean, Michelangelo is right too.
Mikey does not hit as hard as Donnie does.
No, but he gets to disrupt, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people
He's
like
annoying.
the disruption thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think they're. Again, I'll put 60% that there will be turtles in the top 8. I would probably say I would say 100% if you looked a little further out at like top 16. I think there might be one.
I fully agree with that. I think there will be a Turtles in top 16.
But obviously,
Yeah. Top 8
we like
is what we're looking at.
we like to focus on the elimination rounds. Yeah. So.
All in all, though, I think my big takeaway is I think if there was a singular character that I want to see at this event, and I'm sure that you'll agree with me, I just want to see Air Pony. I want to see that character just tear things up. There's no reason this character is not all over the place. Best deck in the room. Next format, I fully believe that. I'm all in. I think the character is insane next format. That character does too much and now has damage to boot. Damage and speed.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I like the character. She wrinkles my brain.
Yeah. Ride the wave.
I don't know. I have heard the same words coming from a lot of people about insert other character here. Literally a billion other characters. So like, it's interesting because it is very much you have so many areas or playtest groups or teams right now that are like, I think this is the best deck going into the next format. You can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, so adamant about it, right? And they are not all saying the same thing. So,
cool.
Surprise! Only one person gets to win. So, who's gonna be right?
We'll find out.
Which is the exciting part about our game, right? So, but yeah, I don't disagree with you. I mean, Pony seems to always show up in some capacity, makes one top cut, and then falls short to something. So it can happen. And then immediately after that, I know we're not really talking about it yet, but like the OCE regional, I think will be just as crazy.
Yeah, the weekend after, right? And they'll have significantly less time to change and adapt to what happened the week previously. And then the next event happens the week after that, right? Like it is literally 3 weekends back to back to back. Reminds me of last year.
I thought it was 1 week, Breast. Oh, it is 3 weeks back to back to back.
Yeah.
So the weekend of the 23rd, the weekend of the 30th, and then Canada is the weekend of the 6th.
Yeah.
Hence why any changes that happen on a ban on errata on September 2nd, they don't go into effect until the week after. So
yeah.
Reminds
me of last year's organized play, how quick we are going to be churning around all 3 regions, regionals, weekend at the weekend at the weekend. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, I think because this one's the scenario of the extra OCE one got added, right? And then
Yes.
this is a weird scenario where the next North American one is at the top of the month instead of like the middle or the end.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is we're going to do 3 in a row, and we're going to be in a big dry spell until October.
Yeah.
Right. So, which is I don't even know anymore. I have to look at the calendar.
I don't know that we have information on them, and if it is,
No, we do. I think, right?
I don't.
Calendar. October. The Atlantic one that we announced in Louisville.
Oh, sure.
October.
Okay.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
And Riftbound release in October.
A Riftbound release in October. Yeah. Hey, did you get any product? We'll end it there. You get any product?
No.
Yeah, man.
No, I didn't make it. I could have gotten the proving grounds in the decks. I couldn't have gotten the I was going through the it wouldn't add to cart problem. But I'm not too worried. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. With that, everybody, thank you all for hanging out today. No questions, just me and Barrett yapping. That's a-okay. This is a good show. Reminds me of the old days, you know? Good old TCG University days. With that, if you like this and you want your questions read on the air, come join over in my Discord. Jump in, open a ticket at the Let's Talk to Tam, and then we'd love to have you. Or come join us live, talk in the chat. I got both chats open to talk questions. So with that, thank you all for watching, and as always, I wish you well. Perfect hour.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Nice.
Like an hour and 1 minute. Dope. Hell yeah, man. So what do you want to talk about now?
Go cash. We can go full cash with chat. What
Yeah.
chat said. I don't know. I don't read chat after I start yapping. Really.
Servini said so many good decks, which I mean I agree. I think there's a lot of options. Again, I think the format's very very healthy. There's a singular card that I think should go, and it would not hurt the game at all. It does not hurt these backup decks even a little bit if you just get rid of Falling Titans. I think that card's just too free as a go condition. Just too free. You know what I actually want? You know what I actually think it is? I think actually if you just like make it a 7 diff, I think it's okay. Zeke still then plays it on 5s as the first move. And then like does the like he's the guy that like really gets to do the thing. And then everybody else is like actively like it no longer is this is the one card I need. It is I'm gonna play these, tap my cards in order to loosen you up and then play out the rest of my string and then do it. It's the fact that you don't have to play out the rest of the string that bothers me. That's all. Is this one card represents infinite damage as long as I can check a 5. Nothing you can say, and I understand. And I've trapped you in a corner where you're not allowed to say a thing.
Nah, I don't know. My answer is get good. I don't know.
Hey man, I'm playing the card. Like I'm down. I'm so down. That's a lot. I'm not. If I played at a competitive event, like if they were like, Tam, you're no longer working Canada, you're playing, I'd be like, all right, I'm on Air Pony. There's just no way that I'm not.
I'm excited for like. I mean, full disclosure. I mean, Zeke Yeager, War Chief, is like my favorite character from the set. I worked on him a lot during play. Obviously, I work on them all, but like, I spent a lot of time on that guy.
Interesting. Interesting.
And I'm really excited for people to take different approaches at the character that I don't think they're doing, because there are multiple ways to play backup centric game plans.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for like somebody to. It doesn't have to be with Zeke. It can be with anybody. That takes the backup idea and like pushes it to the limit, doing something else. And like that's the best cryptic way I can say about it. Because a lot of the times, I just started taking Falling Titans out of my deck. Because it became or it was just like the bait move, you know, like I would play it and get my opponent's answer, and I go, cool, I'm gonna kill you with the thing I'm actually gonna kill you with. I did a lot of that. So
That's cool. The only, obviously you can't answer this because like you're living in the future. So I've only made 3 decks with turtles so far. I think my plan is I've got a little editing I have to do off stream. Obviously this and then the whatevers. And while that's all editing and rendering, whatever, I'm gonna make some decks. I've made an April deck, which is just a mill deck, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm only enjoying it because I'm building Mechazoids, and then playing Rising Uppercut, and then stunning for you on your turn with all the Mechazoids. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying
That's the
it.
point.
Yeah,
That's the point.
that's the point. Is I want to uppercut and turn all the robots sideways.
Well, it's not even just that. Are you also playing the Foundation that turns a Mechazoid into an attack?
I'm not. I was. This is my first time playing it, so I haven't. I didn't know how good that card would be, and it seems not.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It gets you to another enhanced step to continue to mill them more.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
For a move that you don't have to worry about, and you've already used them.
Yeah.
Right. Like
it does say it does
say ready. It
ready,
ready. I forgot.
Whatever. Yeah.
Because
Yep,
it was
it
broken
was-
before.
yeah,
Because it was too good. Yeah. So, but the point was like, you're like, oh, I don't need to commit a piece on your board. I just need to get to an enhanced step. And instead of using a card out of your hand, you got to use this pink one.
Yeah.
And it was just like, awesome, sweet. Like, so yeah, the mill deck's cool. I think if I was playing competitively right now and I was looking at I had a lot of success with Bishop. I played a lot of Leatherhead. I love Leonardo. I think that character's so fun to play.
That character's so
something
cool.
about the milling dopamine is so, and I think Forward Flip Slash is probably my favorite card in the whole set.
Let me tell you something. And chat was in the thing, so they'll know. I was playing at the pre-release, and I was playing as Splinter versus somebody's Leonardo, and I flipped over the card that says we both search our deck for a thing, for a card, and add it to our hand.
Yeah.
One of my favorite evil flavored cards in the entire game. Holy cow.
Yeah.
The BM of that card of there's not a single card in your deck that is going to win you the game.
Yeah.
Of just like it
versus
you can
the thing I'm going to grab
versus,
and kill you.
Versus, the balls you got to have to play that one is so sick.
It's funny too cuz like my favorite part was like I loved that card as a tool in playtest. I loved that card as a tool that was like, oh fuck, my opponent has played what is supposedly going to be checkmate.
Yes.
Right? And I go, hey, I'm going to press this button. I'm going to go search my deck for something that will save me.
Yeah.
You don't know that though. You're going to assume something, or you do assume that, whatever. And I basically would challenge my opponent. Do you have a card in your deck that directly answers the card I'm searching for right now?
Right now.
So I would go grab a barrier
shield.
I would go grab a barrier shield, and I'd be like, I hope you search for something that deals with this card. And if you didn't have an action cancel or whatever, there was a fun time I think I was playing against Will, and like I would go grab the barrier shield, and I played it, and the move that he went to, and like the thing that he grabbed was the attack that gets minus difficulty, that gets minus difficulty for the amount of cards you don't have in your hand or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he had nothing in his hand, so I was like, I don't think there's one card that can help you here. So I grab the barrier shield, I block the move, I breaker to him, and he goes, this thing on like a 5.
Yeah.
And I was like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, got me there. So I go and I search up my Ray Fillet. And I go, this is a sick card that I'm going to have on my turn. And they search up their Scumbug. And I give them Scumbug versus Leonardo. And I go, oh, God, what have I done? It's nice. Mill 1 on every move. I ended that game. I went for this crazy big awesome string. They ended that game at 6 life. I got up from a table and I was like, man, what a crazy awesome close game. And I go back and I think about it. I come back and I go, how much life did you end at? And they were like 6. I'm like, Scumbug has exactly 6 stamina. Because I had to deal with Scumbug, I didn't kill you.
There you
Perfect backup. Perfect.
go.
It literally did its job. It was so much of a threat that I had to swing on it. It was so cool.
Other characters I played that I would be playing or giving a chance on competitively right now is I really like Wingnut. He's more of like a fringe character, but has some really good tools. Also like ceiling cross turn is crazy.
It's I played against it today. She is so annoying. She's
Yeah,
so annoying. If your board
yeah.
matters to you at all, ugh.
I played a lot of Keyleth during this set. Um, Quite a lot of Mimic because asset support. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff. I played Elder. I think Elder is so cool with this set. So Elder on the life symbol, you get to go uh like Hunter's Ally building in like Cynthia's.
Yeah.
And so like you turn on like an aggressive engine in the deck now where you like are really taxing your opponent's hand. And because you're still playing like an Elder Toguro deck, you have access to just like when you're putting up this offense, right? You're playing like a closer like mid-range Elder Toguro list, but you have access to these tools, a couple of good backups, playing things like Hunter's Ally, but you still have access to the true 100% and the like Irwin's Final Charges in your
Yeah.
discard pile that you can just go grab with the Elder form, right? So like just like more tools in the toolbox. So stuff like that.
Elder's probably a character that I should be looking at.
I think Elder to me is a character that I think should be looked at every single set, and I don't know.
I just enjoy his symbol spread. I think his symbol spread is very cool.
Oh, absolutely. He's another one of the I've got death and life, right? So
yeah, death, life, third symbol. Third symbol got support this set, so like why not?
True.
And then
True. One of my favorite
that character plays
defensive
backups
tools,
really
I
well,
think.
and so like I'm in.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
love
Yeah.
backups.
So, what else? Oh, I was still playing Reiner Braun 3.
Sure.
I know he didn't get any. He didn't get any support, but like, I love that character. That character is tight.
I've literally never played a game as or against him. I think actually I've played one game against him.
Crazy vibes.
Yeah.
Allura. We were playing a lot of Allura. I don't know. Is it Pumat Soul? He's sick.
Pumat's very cool. I really want to watch a. I have to figure out how to equipment heist and just like slam 4 big mutant machines out. Because man, assets just give plus 20 damage is dope.
So
it's cool.
So Pumat builds him in.
Yeah.
He goes, here's my mutant thing. But
Equipment heist is an evil card though. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need that in Pumat.
I know
Pumat
you
just
don't.
says
I know
slam.
you don't need it, but I want to give +5/+5 on everything. After the third attack, I want to
Sure.
slam.
Equipment heist is evil.
Yeah.
Equipment heist, the best character for it is just Hawks, right? It's just Hawks.
Sure. Yeah, because you just play feathers. That makes sense.
2. I mean, you have 2 of the moves to count for the 3.
Yeah.
And if one of the other moves was a
set in the standard.
His ultra.
Oh, sure, they don't count. Yeah.
They don't count. So like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Hawks. Which is cool because he got support.
Yeah, I think Hawks is real. Next set.
Do you like any of the? Are you interested in any of the Gen Con guys?
Oh yeah. I think
I think Farron is a lot of fun.
I think Fern Fern does a lot for my neurons, a wrinkle in my brain. I think Dorian with the loot and Dorian without the loot
is night and day, dude. Night and day.
I think that guy with the loot like might be like as close to broken as you can get. That his enhance is just look at the top card of your deck. You'll never playable or committed. You'll never not know the top card of your deck. And then it gets plus or minus speed or damage. Like that's an insane ability. That's insane. That's an insane ability.
The Armin that does the same thing.
Yeah.
We realized wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
How do you stretch it? Well, make him a 5-hander and give him some stuff, but like, because sometimes knowing the top card of your deck every time doesn't help you when you're just fucking dead, right? So, but yeah, I agree.
I had to
God,
figure out how to get the
playtesting
loot.
that guy was actually so fun. Honestly, his symbols are so cool. He's got good order water, which is like chef's kiss, man.
Yeah, I figure out how to get. We're getting rated. Who rated by? Check. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. I hope the gas was good. I figure out how to get more loots, and I think that I play that character for sure.
I'm scrolling. I'm going down memory. I guess I could just pull up my folder. I'm not gonna do that. I don't care about that.
Reveal the top card of your deck. Period.
Yeah.
If you reveal
And
an
get
attack
a cookie no matter what. You get a cookie
X
no
or minus
matter
X
what.
damage. Otherwise,
Yeah.
plus X or minus X.
X or minus X speed. Yeah, dude.
Block
He's so
modifier.
cool.
What the fuck? 532 is like 532
Sure.
with damage reduction is like good. 532 with speed reduction is good. 532 that accidentally beats your ass and confirms that it's happening with the loot. You look and then figure out if you want it or not. Ugh.
It's just crazy because, like, I mean, I watched your interview. Obviously, so Jeremy, we love Jeremy. Jeremy's great. Jeremy's like, I think Grog is going to be hyper competitive. And I'm like, you're out of your mind. Like, as somebody who works with him, I said, I can maybe see it if the rest of the player base was really chill.
Yeah.
You know, like, but the reality is that we have people that like want to break the game and break the format, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And he's like, nah, man, I think he's just got crazy card techs. And I go, I think you are so in love with 5-handers that you see this 5-hander that has good card text on him. But at the end of the day, he is a 5-hander at certain points in the game.
Yeah.
And he just crumbles to certain things in the format.
Yeah.
And so, if fast forward, he's like, yeah, man, I guess I was wrong about Grog. And I was like, yeah, man, I think also the reality is a lot of people that play our game just don't like 5-handers. There's just a like feels bad sit down thing. And so I look at Dorian and I'm like talking to the designers that are working on it, and I'm just play testing, right? And I was like, hey man, how far can we turn this knob, right? Like how far can we turn this knob just to like trick people into thinking that the character's too good? When in the reality is like, oh, this character's fine, like, like, oh, it's whatever. But he's fun. Like, he's fun. So, like, even if you're not winning the game, you're like, wow, my deck did the thing.
I bet Garrett
I saw so many
Brett
pieces.
in his prime absolutely rolls every tournament with Dorian. Prime Garrett Brett, when he's in fighting shape, I think he takes and he washes people, man.
You know what? His deck would be too big that he would never find a loot when he needed it. So no.
Is the loot a weapon?
He wouldn't have
go search it, yeah.
He wouldn't have the control to not make a big enough deck that he would just not find loots like optimally.
Oh, it's an asset on action. What an idiot I am. It's unique.
You fool.
Can't be flipped by cards. E, commit a foundation. If you reveal the card during this deck, draw a card. Ma'am.
Dramatic slash?
Dramatic slash. Whoa. I forgot that was a card.
Sauce. It needs a momentum.
I forgot that was a card.
But you can also play enchanted weapon. What I don't know what
it
is.
Yeah.
That one's not very good though because it has to land, and it is like a 2-speed move or something. And yes, he gives stats, but like, but dramatic slash says if you get the momentum, you're in.
You're in.
You got it. The loot is here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun with Dorian.
He's
really cool.
There was a lot of, I'll just say it, final round, being a couple of, being the players that they are, found some loopholes in the rules about Dorian's loot. Did you know that if you were to play an action, you have to reveal it first?
Yeah, correct.
And so you can play an action and it triggers loot to let you draw.
Yep.
You did know that? I did not know that. I did not know that, and I went, "What the heck?"
Yeah. I've had to get really good at knowing the rules, obviously, because I'm a
Sure. Yeah.
playtester. So like I was just having this interaction. Like I was getting gaslit. I'm gonna shout them out. I was having a conversation
With a
yesterday with
coworker.
no,
Ah,
no.
dang. I wanted
With
office drama on the
I was
podcast.
having no. I'm gonna talk about it because I was having a conversation yesterday with Mitchell Chimino, and he was absolutely gaslighting me about how the interactions with Hang Ten and Midoriya on the move. Okay,
Sure.
we were having a conversation, and he goes, because he's like, yeah, man, I just think it's the best deck in the format. I don't see how anyone shouldn't be playing this character. I think the only real choice you have right now is which symbol you want to play, because each symbol has a different answer for the mirror match or whatever. Like, it was going on and on and on. And
Oh,
I was
he
like,
was
great, man.
absolutely being a Yu-Gi-Oh player for
Absolutely,
sure.
absolutely Yu-Gi-Oh-ing me. And I was like, all right, man, put your money where your mouth is. I get it, dude. You just top 80 with it. Go for it. Hey, I believe in you. As your friend, I think you got this. Go for it. And then we were talking about Hang 10. And he's like, yeah, man, just like hit me with a thing that you think is an answer. And I said, I think there's a lot of things that, and there always have been answers. This is the reason why Midoriya doesn't win every event that he's at. And I go, even with these new tools, like these backup decks, we just saw success, like playing Unyielding Destruction multiple turns matters, like keeping this character off of foundations. And I go, yeah, I know you can flash them, but you only get that once, and you have to play other tools, and yada 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 yada, right? So there's like answers to answers to answers. That wasn't the point of the conversation. He's like, yeah, but even when you're down to 4 foundations, like if you draw the Hang 10 and you just go 2 forms with Midoriya with your 4 foundations, and you go Hang 10 on a 5 and you check it, you get to draw your 2 cards and ready your 2 foundations. And I go, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
I said you get 1. And he goes, no, because
Do you?
Alvin,
Do you get
Ryan,
it?
and right? No. All that. See, you're getting gaslit. Don't get gaslit. When he's like, no, Ryan and the Alvin said. Again, I'm blasting them. Ryan and the Alvin said you get to check all of the responses after it receives all the stats. And I'm like, Mitchell, no, you fucking
No,
don't.
you don't.
Because that's exactly how Phantom Threat has to individually respond to each form happening.
Yeah.
I said, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. Like,
No,
you
that's not
don't
how it
get one
works.
to work one way and one the other.
Yeah.
He's like, well, they said it's the way that Hang Ten's worded. And I go, you're gaslighting me. You're wrong. You're just wrong, dude. Anyway, that's not the point I'm trying to get at. But I've had to learn a lot about the rules. When we were designing and playtesting Dorian, reveal is a very
Weird
thrown
word.
out word in the rule book.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
You even have people that are like, well, when you make a control check, do you reveal it?
No.
Or you have like,
No, you put
yeah.
the card in the discard
You
pile.
put. That's right. You do put. Put is the real verb.
I was so
then,
angry at put.
And they're like, well, what about when you play an attack? And I go, well, that doesn't matter for Dorian, so don't worry about it. But you do also reveal. You reveal a card and you put it in your transit zone. That doesn't exist, but like, it's anyway. You reveal a card before you make a check and you add it to your whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the verbiage in the rule book. So yeah, I did know that. Yeah.
Put. So I'm working on this video series of a master class to Universus, and I was trying to figure out how to do some like, here is what it is in the reference to the rules, and I was like, there's just so much that just doesn't make sense. I'm trying to make a 7-minute video and it can't happen. Like an easily digestible, here is one aspect of the thing, and it just won't work. Sucks.
I dig in the rule book almost every day. I literally was doing it before I got on the call with you. Just because it's like, this is a conversation that some people bring up occasionally, but like I wish, and I also don't wish this, but I wish our rule book was as intricate and fucked up as the Magic the Gathering rule book is for Magic the Gathering. Have you ever
No.
looked at? I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. It is actually an encyclopedia of card game garbage because of how much. Because here's the thing. Do you like Magic the Gathering? Do you think that's a fun game?
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I won't say that I dislike it.
Sure. Part of why do you like Universus? Do you think Universus is a fun game?
I love Universus. Universus is my favorite card game of all time.
I would say that most people like our game because of how complex it is. I would say the reason why they mostly compare our game to Magic is because the amount of complexity that exists.
Yeah, totally.
Here's the problem. Magic's rulebook is an encyclopedia so that you can find an answer to the difficult questions in Magic the Gathering by knowing how to read the rulebook, because that alone is its own skill. Because our rulebook is not as encyclopedia and intricate like Magic's is, for how complex our game is similarly, there's a lot of hard questions in our game that are not intuitive to answer depending on the wording of cards. So, part of me wishes that our rulebook was like the encyclopedia of Magic, but I also don't wish for that because it's a fucking mess. And you shouldn't have to have a college degree to play Universus and read the competitive or read the rules. It should just make sense, right? It should just make sense.
That it would just go the other direction and like simplify things, right?
Sure.
And we've talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Like every check should be considered a mill. Every discard from your hand should be considered a review, right? Like make those subtle changes and like let it rock. Like there's yes, it breaks the game for the next 2 years or whatever.
No, I think it causes a different issue. I think the reason why I think a lot of people we can talk about it. The unique rule change happened.
Yeah.
That changed our rules for the game.
Hell yeah.
All right. The unique rule change happened, and how do I word this? Typically, when competitive players are trying to find the best tactics and strategies, those are your words, to win the best percentage of games that they possibly can, typically competitive players are looking for things that bend the rules.
Yeah, totally.
They are always looking for ways to bend the rules. When you have a simpler rule book, that bending of the rules is very hard and very difficult to do because you are essentially trying to take a rule book that is a spectrum of colors and you are trying to make it as close to black and white as possible.
Yeah.
Some people would say taking that away is taking away the complexity of the game. People think that trying to bend the rules and break the game is the skill or a skill of competitive card games.
I think that's fair. There was a section I wrote down. I was trying to write a script for a thing. It was. You ready? I was writing this script. What's the difference between effects and abilities in Universes? Like that was the script.
Sure.
I typed in I controlled F effect, control F abilities, and holy shit. It is so it's
a lot.
It's impossible. It's 7 pages.
Yeah.
It's 7 pages of like I just copied it exactly. Of like
you're just taking everything that talks about them.
Everything that talks about it, and then trying to decipher it.
I did that at work today.
There was one section that was like let's see if I can remember.
I'll hit you with the one that I was doing today. You ready?
Yeah.
Do you know why? So okay, let's have a conversation. Let's have a how much this is your Jeopardy question. Sure. How much Universes do you know?
If I answer this, I'm a level 2 judge. I don't make the rules. This is how it is.
That's not my department.
I'm a level 2 judge.
Okay. Hold on. Let me grab my cue card.
Mhm.
Hold on, I actually have cue cards.
Yeah.
Cameron Carwell.
Mhm.
Can you explain to me, casually as you want, however you want, can you explain to me why, when you unflip a foundation,
Mhm.
you are allowed to use its ability again or enhance if you already have used the enhance step or enhance during this attack's enhance step, versus if you unflip a foundation and it's sealed, you can't because it's still sealed? Can you explain to me why?
I was down
In the rules.
until you gave me the it was sealed. So I'm pretty sure sealed
Yeah.
references the physical card, the card itself. The card has been sealed, rather
I'm
than
going to give you points for this.
what?
I mean, cards also have references to whether it's the front or the back side of them, right?
Sure. Yeah. And then so when it comes to it's still the same card, but it doesn't have an identity of like what the card is, face up or face down. But that doesn't make sense because of outwit, because the card would have to have an identity while face down. So my answer is I ain't got a clue. I have no idea why
I'll
I
give you
can.
the answer that's in the rules if you just if you put up one of the like investigation boards and you
Yeah.
start drawing the
Yeah.
lines. So if
Please.
you were to go in the rules right now and you're like, I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out this interaction. Which the interaction that I'm like, I don't know an example, but like, I mean, the real reason is, hey Tam, I'm as a new player, my opponent sealed my passing the torch, and I, as overhaul, flipped it,
Mhm.
and then I unflipped it.
Yeah.
Why can't I still press the button?
Right.
Because what I am allowed to do is press the passing the torch button, flip it, ready this card, unflip it, do it again.
Yes.
I'm allowed to do that.
Yes.
Why am I allowed to do B and not A?
Correct.
And what would you tell me?
Because the rules say you are allowed to. Because you're allowed to.
Well, the reason, because one of those is a modifier effect and one of them is a rules effect. And you're like, Bear, you made up those words. You're like, I've probably heard the term modifier effect.
They're here. Rule effect. Rule effects are one of 4 effect classes. An effect class dictates how. Okay. I'm in. Like that's acceptable. Like that's fine.
So, and do you understand what happens when you unflip a foundation? It'll tell you.
I don't have that on my thing.
It refreshes its game state.
Sure.
That's the verbiage. I'm schooling you in Universus right now.
That's fine.
Yeah, there we go. Arrow Lecture's got it. It refreshes the state of the card. Which the way that enhances and other shit in our game function, if the card has refreshed its state, the game sees it as a new piece, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to modifier effects. Modifier effects are refreshed, which is sorry. That's why things like using an enhance and then using it again. So when you refresh the state of the card, it loses those modifiers, aka you've already pressed this enhance this game or this enhance step. You can press the button again. But a rules effect, even if the card refreshes its game state, is still affected by a rules effect.
And the rules effect would be sealed.
Sealed. Seal is a rule put upon a card that creates a rule effect. This card loses abilities and cannot gain abilities. Do you have an example of rules effects? Yeah, seal. Sorry, yeah. I think freeze is also one. It's the reason why if you freeze a foundation on my board and I flip it, that card's still frozen.
Yeah.
And if you unflip it, it's still frozen. Okay. So if this card gets turned sideways, it has the rule of this card will not ready during your next ready phase. Unfreeze it. It's not frozen anymore. Took it to class.
as a veteran player of the game, I did not know. Which like
for my job, when I'm trying to make effects and I have to look at a card and I go, does this work? Yeah. I have to answer the question. I know what I want this card to do as a designer. I want designer intent versus result. People talk about this a lot. My intent with this card is for this to happen, and it should only be affected by these things, and it should have counterplay from these things. That's my intent. And then I got to go talk to the rules lawyer, and I go, hey, if I show you this, does this work? And they go, no. And I go, fuck. You have to try again. You have to find the correct way to make it work. And then sometimes, is that a rules problem or is that a card text problem? And this one, the card text problem, is the one that is easier to change in design than this one. But sometimes this one, the rules, really fuck with some of the shit you're trying to make and come up with.
Literally the unique rule, right? Like just like changing that.
Literally the unique rule. We wanted the rule, or yeah, I mean it talks about it in the article.
Yeah.
We want the rule to be a better representation, not just as a. There's the way I describe it. I mean, it got nerfed. It's a nerf, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Full disclosure, the mechanic of unique got nerfed because we are putting more guide rails on the game because of what I said earlier. Players want to always find ways to bend the rules and optimize, and that's what makes the deck better than yours, because I broke the rules or I did something crazy, right? Because of the tools I was given, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with those tools, or there's sometimes. But when that game rule doesn't provide an accurate guide rail that we need it to be to make more cool toys, it's not functioning correctly.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm so down for this rule to be where it is, and even like two of my absolute favorite decks of all time get immediately affected by this. I can't build in fresh cards with Hunter's Ally.
It nerfs backups. That have unique on them.
I can't do Beast Titan loops. It doesn't exist. Asterix, I have to find a way around it. You just
find a way to kill the backup.
I kill the backup.
Whatever.
There are 4 copies of Nymph's Invitation in my deck now. I get the +3 damage. I'll destroy the one that was going to build in. Easy, simple, right? Like there are certainly ways around it.
It's the same thing even with like we didn't want it to be like so restricted. I mean, like the point is that when you change a rule, I mean, we can do whatever the fuck we want. I mean, the reality is that we could, if this was the guide rail, we moved it here.
Yeah.
We could have put it fucking here.
Yeah,
like
totally.
We could have put it here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we didn't. Like, we want there to still be a rule or a world where like you have a Beast Titan, you press the form, and let's say you have one in your card pool and you want this thing to shift down. Okay, find a way to destroy it, or one of my favorites, like flip it, flip the foundation or something, right? Like specifically with unique foundations, obviously, or unique assets or whatever. Find a way to flip it over or destroy it or whatever. And those can be accurate resources and tools for you to use to still get the cookies that you want. But the problem is that there was just too many other tools doing this other part that was here on the guide rails.
Yeah.
And we've taken away some of them. Right?
Yeah. Again,
and
not fighting me. I think it's a perfect change. Perfect change. I mean, these are questions that I had like all the way back at the beginning of like playing the game, right? Like I don't get it, right? To the point of like even like I remember one of my first gotcha moments, right? Of I didn't know I could commit my character to do a thing.
Yeah. Another one, right?
I was playing Alekman, and my opponent.
Someone come to you in a game.
My opponent, who was playing Terry Bogard, changed the zone of my move to low in order to block. And I went, oh, I didn't have a low in my hand. It's a low now. And so now I will make this risky play to play the 3rd zone in my card pool. And he goes, oh, after the attack resolved, it went back. And I went, fucking why? You changed it to low. Why is
because
it
the attack's refreshed.
the
Yeah, yeah.
attack? And so like, I got gotcha, and they
Which is
changed
not
that
what
rule.
happens
It is
anymore.
not what happens anymore, which like makes sense. Hey, this you change it low, it's now low.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's some cool like minutia ones because like it's weird because like every time,
I lost my first top cut because of it, or my first bubble in.
oh whatever.
I
Every time
did,
I sit down and
and I
like
was vindictive ever since.
it's weird being on this side of the fence now of like being part of the changes and like do I actually believe it will be good or do I believe it will be bad and yada yada yada, and we talk as a team. Being on the other side as a player, witnessing it happen because rules in Universes have changed more times than you think.
Yeah, totally.
When you actually sit down and go back, right?
Yeah.
Like and that's one of them, right? Attacks refreshing. Um, I even think going all the way back to like I mean like real fundamental rules changes, right? You know, remember when mulligans changed? Remember when
Multiple
the
times.
you're not allowed to attack on turn 1. That was a rule change. Like, you know, like that these things that have all happened. We used to have 50 card minimums from the beginning of my hero. Like and
Yep.
like those are bigger like these kind of size things and you know, multiple is different. The multiple keyword doesn't function the same
Way
way when
different.
I learned the game.
Can
The
I
reversal keyword doesn't function the same way when I learned the game.
can I ask a hard question for you? And
Go
let
ahead.
me we're gonna talk rule changes, right?
Okay.
First off, your lecture. There's a lot of debate about the infinity symbol. What do you guys think about it? I actually have a 2 hour long
Good telling.
discussion
Watch it 2 hour long video.
about talking with Jeremy Ray. The infinity symbol does come up in that. And I think it does a very good job of explaining the infinity symbol and like why it works the way that it does and why it exists. Obviously, I don't expect you to go watch the full 2 hour thing. It's pretty close to the end, but you can go
It
check
is.
that out. I had an epiphany. I think that our game would be better. It would use a little bit of its uniqueness of what it is if we took our playsets from 4 down to 3.
Ooh, I just thought about this the other day, Teo.
I think it would change the consistency of decks pretty severely. Ask you to open up like your attack pools like in a 60 card deck, right? With if 20 of your attacks are supposed to be it, that is 5 uniquely named cards that has run a bunch of 4 ofs. If that number changes to 4, I can't do that. Like I have to add an entirely new named card and then extra. I think that like that kind of mentality or that kind of change would probably be healthy for the game.
I think it's a cool thought experiment.
It is a cool thought experiment.
Sure. I hit you with a cool thought experiment a while ago. Do you remember it?
This is memory shaming.
Oh, my bad. Okay. I said, what if? I said I was asking you because you were I'll peek behind the curtain again.
Yeah.
While I was designing Street Fighter,
What?
the first one,
Yeah.
I was learning a lot about fighting games because I'm not a fighting game guy, and I didn't want to do a disservice to fighting game people. And I asked people without them knowing what I was doing, because I was learning things, and I go, Tam, I thought UFS was based around fighting games. And you go, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. And I go, well, I thought in some fighting games, popular ones, sometimes your gauge meter goes up more if your attack is blocked, like, and doesn't do any damage in certain games. How come in UFS, or again, thought experiment, how come in UFS your attacks that deal damage become momentum, which is our gauge, or representation of gauge, and not attacks that deal no damage become momentum? And it's just a game question. It's just like theorizing. Because in my head I go, we've created, not we, but the game system of UFS, or Universus, has created a win more mechanic on how momentum works. If your attack progresses the game, gets my opponent less vitality, closer to 0, that's how you win. you achieve a resource that is typically very powerful.
Yeah.
It unlocks extra keywords and unlocks
Sometimes
extra
literally.
effects. What?
You spend momentum for the powerful keyword. I was making a pun, and then you
Yes.
stopped.
Sorry. Okay.
You stopped all
Yeah.
momentum
I was.
to the
I like that. Um. So the point I'm trying to get at is we in our game it's a win more mechanic.
Yeah.
It feels like sometimes aggro decks are eating better than defensive decks.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use control. I'm gonna use defensive decks.
Sure.
Aggro decks are eating better because if they hit you hard, they now have a resource to hit you harder.
Yeah.
And defensive decks, if they already took that damage, and as a player in card games and going back and forth, we're an interactive game, you are already on the back foot because you've lost life, and then you must still establish a better defense to survive the empowered offense that momentum creates. And I go, wouldn't it be a fun thought experiment that instead of momentum being a win more mechanic, it was a catch up mechanic?
Yeah.
What if you only got momentum from attacks that dealt no damage? It would change the dynamic of partial blocking. It would change the dynamic of completely blocking. It would change the dynamic on how pokes work in our game.
I think
It leveraged, because in my opinion, and this is opinion,
Mhm.
when it comes to this thought experiment, and if I was designing my own card game, win more mechanics are harder to keep in check as a design and rules standpoint than most comeback mechanics. Because if the mechanic is generating momentum because your attack didn't deal any damage, so that you've unlocked a resource for a next attack to do better, that helps you progress the game state. But if your attack deals damage, you have progressed the game state.
I to steal my answer from the interview from Jeremy Ray, which is 2 hours long. You can go check it over. You took off. That was Tim Cardwell. We talked about the blitz keyword. And I think what I like about his definition of like, because I pitched him the idea of if I blitz, my rival gets to play the first ability in order to keep with the back and forth idea of I blitz, that means they get the first enhance. But if I don't blitz,
Yeah,
I get the
I
first
remember that
enhance,
part.
right?
Yeah,
And he was like, we thought about that. It was an idea. It was on the cutting room floor. It ended up getting cut because we wanted to reward people for taking the risk of playing the attack card, of going for the
Sure.
5 check and making the control check. I like that. That is probably my favorite thing that Jeremy said in the entire interview. It's the thing that really stuck with me. Of the attacking player is taking the risk of playing the attack cards, and so in your world, the added bonus of I took the risk and it paid off. The payoff is not just damage, but a bonus resource to continue. Whereas the risk or the payoff for defensively sitting back and waiting is I get my the momentum happens
Sure.
or whatever, right?
I think in my example, I'm trying to, let's say all the other rules of Universus are the same. That risk still exists
Sure.
because the risk is, what if my opponent benefits from getting me momentum? What if I check a 3 on my 5 diff attack? All of that still exists in our game.
Totally.
And there can be other risks because we've completely changed another dynamic of the game, right? We're literally talking about creating a new game system. Someone in chat's like, but why would it be weird if it's called momentum? Call it something else. Call it meter. Call it gauge. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. It's a resource. Stock is what they call it in.
Wait, can't use that one.
They call it stock in fucking Vice Schwartz. It's stock. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
There's a different name we could call it from White Schwartz if we wanted to.
Climax. But the point I'm trying to get is you are correct, and like the reason why, I mean, again, game theory, game design, big picture shit.
Yeah.
Our game, which is not creature based, and it's attack and blocking and this back and forth, attacks have to be rewarding for the risk, or the games go to 10 turns. We have Grey Wars again.
Yeah, totally.
So, like, that is a core fundamental I think comes closer to how the cards feel. Hence why I think it was brought up with Blitz. That's how the attack process feels.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like comeback mechanics and win more mechanics, which are
Yeah.
typically feels bad or feels good mechanics of card games. Because you are taking a game that takes strategy and risk taking decisions in conjunction with luck-based mechanics, because we're a card game.
Do you
And I'm talking
think
about a mechanic that tries to bridge those together.
do you think that like the draw X nature of our game is inherently comeback?
Like Kim Kardashian?
Shut up. Shut up. I'm also on TikTok. Shut up. Do you think
Well,
do
that's
you
just Parks and
think
Rec.
do you think that like when they miss and I don't draw one to try and find it. I draw six to try and find it. Do you think that counts as like a comeback mechanic? Do you think the game inherently plays that way of you better not miss?
I don't know. I think that's a way bigger game system conversation that like I'd have
Totally.
to
Totally.
talk to the guy that made UFS, right?
Totally.
Because it is very different than any other card game.
Asterisks.
It was the first one.
It certainly was, yeah.
Okay. And you're right. I don't know. There's a lot of moving pieces, right? Like, ready? I'm not making my own card game. That sounds like a lot of fucking work. I didn't go to school for that.
Agreed.
And like, I got introduced to like thesis and fucking like essay, like college papers about game theory yesterday, because we were talking about Magic the Gathering and the idea of Moloch, or I don't know what it's called, or whatever. Moloch. I don't know what it was. Kevin Broberg sent me a thing because I was asking questions. Because this talks about a separate thing that I would actually like to pick your brain about. But the idea
On
is
stream
like
or off stream?
on stream. Yeah,
Okay.
we can talk about
Right.
it's the idea of like game theory and how it works and things that exist because of how games are played and how competitive and strategy players function when presented choices.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. It's really cool shit if you like digging into the science of playing games and making decisions. And the idea being is like, I don't know about that drawing thing and how that actually functions to this one thing I'm trying to look at. But you're right. The reality is that every part of what is a rule in Universus, they all connect on the picture of what a game of Universus feels and looks like.
Yeah.
And changing any piece of that puzzle, me talking about this change to momentum, completely changes how cards should be designed, how things should work. Is the comeback mechanic too powerful? Is the reward not worth it? What does that look like? The reality is you don't fucking know until you run the experiment, right? You have to run the experiment. Which is why it's all cool to talk about in like whatever I said, thought experiments, right? Is just like, it's a cool idea. I'd be really interested to just be like, hey, someone run a community ran event and try this new rule.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
This is interesting. I don't want to say it because it might be leaking. I won't say it just in case it's leaking.
Okay. Well, so I'll bring it full circle for the people that are just listening.
I'll message you so that you can
Sure.
be caught up.
I'm gonna go full circle. I have a feeling what you're talking about, but okay, let's take back to even your interview with Jeremy Ray. A new card type has been created. In its own, that is, again, changing the rules of Universus. A new card type exists. That card type has its own rules. There are specific interactions that are only and unique to that card type that have never existed in other aspects of Universus. I brought back attacking on your opponent's turn, but I didn't turn it into the reversal keyword, right? That comes with its own different rules, including, I don't know if it's the first time ever, because I'm not old, but like, you are allowed to play 2 at once, right?
Yeah.
So long, Tam. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's cool, and this is part of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
just
think
want to
it's
leak.
cool.
I just didn't want to leak.
No,
'Cause I
it's
don't
cool
know.
to have thought experiments.
Yeah.
The reality is that I do think the UFS game system is incredible, and I think that's why we love it and why we like it. And I don't think there's, if I was handed this blueprint like of UFS and I was told like, hey man, remake it but make it better, and I'd be like, I don't know where to start. There's like maybe some fuzzy shit. That's where we talked about earlier. Like, how do you simplify the game?
I would
I
love
do
to
think
get rid of
that's
the fuzzy shit. Please.
I
Get rid
think
of
it
the
is important. I think it's important to do that. I think that's a separate conversation. I think 12 symbols is way too fucking many, man. It's way too fucking many. You can just take mechanics that would have representation on one symbol and give it another one and cut them in half or something. It doesn't fucking matter. Hell, I think even 9. But it's like, look at another card game and how many of them have fucking 12 symbols or mana pips or color identities, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But and like people are like, no, we love identity. Okay, that identity just moves to a different picture. Don't call it water, call it something else. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, if you were remaking the game system, 12 is just a lot.
Yeah.
You are separating people into 12 fucking families when you're like, well, wait a minute, that guy kind of looks like me, because there's so many of them, right? Like, it's just
there is. I will defend symbol identity a bit. 12 is a lot, and I think that I believe the designers can make some pretty clear-cut rules about what symbols can do. Yeah. I think where you get to like genuinely, Attuned is so smart to put these pie charts and then to have actual resource symbols that are a little more fuzzy, right? Like, I think that's so smart.
I'm just saying,
clean cut, attuned, fuzzy resource. I love it. I think it's so smart. That's just not.
I think that's what I'm trying to get at is, I think when you have 12, you guys brought it up in the interview. When you have 12 of them, it's really hard to figure out when you want, as a designer, you want to make some cool ideas.
Yeah.
I'm tired of just making water attune cards. Well, that's too damn bad. No, I'm going to make a card that has water and fire on it.
Yeah.
That should do a unique blend of these two things. When you have 12 of them, there's a lot of blends. And then we go one step further, the things that you guys talked about in the interview. When you put 3 symbols on a card, it gets really
muddied.
I don't know what this is.
Muddied.
If you go to, again, I love this card, and I love the guy that made it. You go to Earthbreaker, that card's got 4 symbols on it, Tam.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, in my idea on what I believe symbol identity is, I go, okay, it's got death on it. It destroys foundations. Check.
We've done it.
It draws a card. Maybe.
That's the all symbol, baby.
All symbol. Check. 2 down.
Okay. All right.
Earth symbol. In your idea on what the Earth symbol does, pick something on the card.
I imagine it's stun too.
I would like. That's fair. I go back alley haymaker. Yeah.
All the Earth cards have stun too, for sure.
Yeah, I go to jet, like, oh yeah, dude, stun, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
with you. Okay, half check. I'll give it a half check
Yeah,
mark.
I think half check is fun.
Water symbol.
It has water? It doesn't have fire?
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's a good one. Ross is totally right. The name, Earthbreaker. Check. 100% check. That card has the water symbol on it.
That card has water?
Tam, what on Earthbreaker
Oh, I thought
represents
it was a fire
the
card.
water symbol? Answer the question. Stop freaking out. What's
okay,
the
I've
answer?
changed my answer. The earth symbol is after I draw, it gets damage, and then the water symbol is stun too.
What
Sorry,
the fuck in the water?
The water symbol is the low zone because water is in the ground.
Is it earth grounded?
Shut up. You asked about water.
That's the point I'm trying to get across.
No, I totally agree.
The idea I'm trying, and so it's just really hard because, again, I'm gonna shout outs to other games that do this. It's funny seeing what chat is because at work we have a resource that we work with that you talked about symbols having rules to them.
Yeah.
It exists. It's a cryptic, I don't know how to describe it.
It would be neat.
Document.
It would be. I know my next Jeremy Ray conversation is we're
no,
that's
there's
we're
no
about
way
for
they're
the
gonna let
next
you
2
talk
hours.
about it. There's no way they're gonna let
2
you.
hours
Anyways,
we're talking about it.
Peek behind the curtain. We have a resource that is a giant. I don't know what to call it. It is a journal. I don't know a better word, but like of rules that designers of today and designers of the past have decided and come together to set rules. Because rules should exist. Rules make our game. A Bible, that's great. Sure, it's a Bible, the symbol Bible.
I also was thinking Bible, but I didn't want to put that
sure,
word
no, that's
into
okay.
it.
So the point I'm trying to get at is like, I think we're trying to be a lot better about what represents a water card versus a card that has fire and water, or water and order, or what does a fire, water, air card look like? What part of each of the pie matters? But the point I'm trying to get at is 12 is a fuck ton, man.
It's a ton.
And I think Magic is really smart here because you have 5 in Magic. And if you are a Magic player, because there are 5, there are 32 total combinations and possibilities without repeating of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of those symbols or manas.
Sure.
So white has rules, black has rules, blue has rules, red has blues, green has rules. Blue-red has rules. Blue-green has rules. Blue-black has rules. Blue-white has rules. Blue-red has rules.
Yeah.
Blue-red-green has rules. Blue-red-white has rules. Blue-red-black has rules. All the way up to all 5 of them has rules that they follow.
Yeah.
So that when I have a new player come into the game and they've maybe not played Magic before, they've played another game before, and you go, Tam, what kind of deck do you like to play? And you're like, I love milling my opponent. And you go, boy, do I have the symbol for you. Here you go.
Yeah.
And in our game, it's really fuzzy.
It's very fuzzy.
Because even if you're like, hey, what's your favorite mechanic in card games? Milling people. Okay, well, the void symbol does it. But chaos kind of does it sometimes. Now the all symbol does it because you can play April.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, but what's the best one? Oh, Night Eye is probably the best one. Wait, Night Eye? What void cards can I play in Night Eye? About that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, do you understand? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just so... It's hard.
I am not envious of the position whatsoever. whatsoever.
So yeah. So it's
Rostos,
just this
that's
idea of
very funny. He said spot on David Toob's impression, uncanny. Truly the scum of the earth. I want to mill
uh
people. Yuck. Play the game with me.
don't get me wrong. Again, I love our game and I love all 12 of our symbols. There has been a point in time where I could identify myself as a fire gamer or a earth gamer or a water gamer or whatever. And they do feel different. I think we're really blessed that like it could be way fucking worse. It could be way worse.
Oh, for sure.
And I do think honestly from back in the old days, pre-MHA, when every character and every card had 3 symbols on it minimum, and we would literally talk about how like, oh, symbol identity doesn't fucking exist. It just didn't exist because cards would get tacked on a 3rd symbol just because the character's a good guy. And you're like, what's the good symbol do? And you're like, I don't know, they're the protagonist. It's, you know?
Yeah.
And like, at least when I look at Turtles cards, I go, oh, they're trying to build foundations in the middle of the turn. And then now, at least, if you see that identity and you go back and look at old cards with the gun symbol, you're like, oh, I see it.
Yeah.
I see the through line.
Yeah.
I see it.
Like
You know?
Wingnut, my favorite good symboled character who builds foundations
That's
from
right.
their hand during the turn.
But it's symbol or it's keyword locked. Do you? That's a question. Do you think certain keyword traits or abilities should be like a symbol plays one of them best, or is attached to them?
No.
Really interesting.
No, because I think what you do there, because if we had a legacy system and cards didn't rotate, sure, right? But like you look at the punch package after MHA1 rotated, and like good symbol punches just like stopped existing, which means that all those cards like fell off the map.
Sure.
And then like so like you just like depowered all those cards for almost no reason, because like you didn't spread that love around to the other symbols that were also on those cards, right? We can now like, hey, now we look at void punches, but it's taken us literally 2 years
Sure.
to get there, right?
So, but like what I'm trying to get at is, what if that world that you're talking about, as long as the good symbol continues to receive cards, what if the good symbol is the pizza symbol? I know that every card that comes out that is going to have pizza on it will be tied to the good symbol.
Mm-hmm.
If you like the pizza mechanic in the pizza deck, you're a good symbol gamer. It's easy to do the attachment and the through lines.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think pizza's not a very fair example because of the
It's
fact
brand
that
new. I get it.
No. It's very limiting because of what the word pizza is, right? And pizza is so intrinsic to Turtles. Let me change it, right?
I'll go back to it.
Imagine
What if it's punches? What if it's punches?
if it was punches were the void symbol, right?
Sure.
I think that you then take and you look at what All Might does, and now All Might has to, as a punchy guy, he has to have the void symbol, or else he can't print punches for this guy.
Perfect.
Does that not tie? Does that not tie the hands of the people? We have a guy named All Might. We've got the all symbol in the game, so now he's got to have all and void. Because there's no way All Might doesn't have the all symbol. That's crazy.
Because we have too many symbols.
Not what we're talking about. We're talking about traits.
I think they all relate to each other. I don't know. In the same idea, do you not think like certain like you ready? It creates archetypes, which is a trigger word for people that play Yu-Gi-Oh. But the idea is that like we're talking about a punch archetype deck.
Yeah.
And if you told me you were playing a punch deck, I know exactly what 3 symbols you're probably going to be on, because those are the 3 best punch symbols.
Yeah.
Those 3 symbols, in my opinion, should be the same for if you like playing the punch package and what the punch package does. It should be those 3 symbols as the iconic punch symbols for its entire lifetime. The cards can change, but those are the punch. Those are the punch symbols.
Interesting.
and the kick symbols can go somewhere else, and the charge and the slams and the furies and they already kind of do, don't they?
So what happens? What happens if you get a character, and I'll use the MHA example.
That's fine. That's fine.
What happens if you get a character like All Might, who's the punchy guy, and he comes first? He's got all. We'll use his 3 symbols. All Earth and Good are his symbols.
Sure.
And then you've got Kendo Rappa who shows up later on that you decide that's a punchy guy. All Earth and Good aren't going on that character.
But if at least one of them does,
Sure.
they're allowed to play that support. But also, I think good card design says you're not just going to play one thing. You should be allowed to play multiple decks. You shouldn't be locked by one deck archetype. That's what makes our game so nice, is that you can play All Might, and you don't have to play punches. I'll use the example of All Might 3. He has another word on him. He says Fury.
Well, so now
I get it. Different symbols.
Now we're getting into
there's allowed to be crossover.
There is, except for the example that I used when we talk about Rappa, he only works off of punches. And so like you guys have to like here's where the canyon divides. You guys have to make sure that it is not a single symbol that works for it, right? Let's go.
I don't think it has to be a single one. I think it should
symbols,
be layers, right?
Keywords, rather. Let's go look at turtles, right? April, your ally attacks get +1. Okay, that breaks your rules instantly because it's not ally and whatever, right?
Correct. But only 2 symbols.
Correct. Mega Mutant. For each ally in your card pool. That breaks your rules.
And those 2 characters share
a single symbol. Yeah.
So there's a through line that there should probably be more allies on that symbol.
Yeah. Michelangelo. Perfect for your example. Punch, kick, pizza.
A bunch of them, yeah.
I'm in. Raphael. Your Fury attack gets +4 damage. Breaks the rule.
For what? Sorry, which one? I blacked out.
Raphael breaks the rule because he only says Fury. Your Fury attack gets +4 damage. Which means if in previous sets Furies didn't have fire or good, it doesn't work. Luckily, we live in a world where the fire symbol is where it's at.
Correct. Which is why setting these rules and following those rules for every set of design matter.
Just to finish it, Rocksteady says Charge, Fury, Slam. I love it.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like I agree with you, but it really does say that like you have to have so much forethought, and because we're an IP based game, there's going to be some symbols that just like don't work for some ideas, right? Like
I think that's fair.
Imagine your solo leveling product comes out. He's a weapon guy. He doesn't have the air symbol for Attack on Titan's air people being weapon coded. So like,
but
now
he does have death, which also has the Attack on Titan death weapon package coded.
But now it's we've decided that death is now a weapon keyword, and so when I take and I now look at Spinner has to have death as he is a weapon person.
Right.
He has to like set, like, there are hard rules, and because it's IP based, I think that there are issues that you can run into that this guy does not fit the archetype that you want symbol spread to be, and in which case, what's the difference? Like when I take and I look at, I'll use the example of One Piece. What's the difference between red Luffy and purple Luffy? It's just what the cards do and what you can and can't put in your deck, rather than the idea of symbol identity is, I see the turtles all have the good symbol because they're the quintessential good guys. All Might's got the good symbol because he's a good guy. He's got the all symbol because it's in his name. We assign value to what the symbols do, and so assigning arbitrary traits to the symbols as well, I think is a slippery slope to making the symbols not have as much weight. And as somebody who cares about the symbol, and I think it's very cool to look at the symbols and go, this guy matters. This guy's got this symbol because of this, right? Like one of my favorite symbol combinations in the entire in all of Universes is all in evil. I love that symbol combination because of what it means on the card. You're so evil that you want to collect everything, which is so perfect for Mega Mutant because he's literally a conglomerate of a bunch of animals that has been like that's cool to me. I like that is when the design article that people made fun of that we're telling a story in the cards or whatever, that symbol identity helps me see that. All in evil, he collects a bunch of things. He's so evil he wants it all. That makes sense. That makes total sense. When I was designing my Avatar: The Last Airbender set 100 years ago, Fire Lord Ozai had all evil and fire. Those are perfect symbols for that guy. He's so evil, he literally wants the world. He wants it all. And he's the Fire Lord.
And that's what I'm saying is like, to sum it all up, because yes, it's all the same. I think it's all the same conversation. Is having 12 of them means that you have to divide and conquer a bunch of shit to each symbol.
Totally.
They all have to have these pieces to be as unique as they are because you've made 12 unique ones. But that identity that you're talking about can be associated at the same level with less of them, because it means each individual one of them can have more identity. You'd have to. There's a billion things in our world. My example is not thinking about mechanics. If you had to think of buzzwords that were
I love this. I love this.
If you 100%. Had to think of buzzwords for the water, or I don't want to do that one. Let's do the chaos symbol.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buzzwords for the chaos symbol. Give me 3 of them.
Chance.
Not using chaos. Okay.
I can't do singular words, so let me like
right, that's fine.
Chance. Opponent has control. Like opponent makes the decision. And so like it's not like ripping a number off the top. They get the choice of between a rock and a hard place, right? It's not an ability I pick, and so like they have the choice. And then you said not mechanics, but like I really like checking when it comes to it because like that's an added element of the chance.
I didn't want you to pick mechanics because I'm going to ask you the same question of those 3 buzzwords you just said.
Yeah.
What magic color do they associate with? Chance. There is an answer to this because of the way that their pie chart works.
So I don't know enough about magic to accurately answer this. I'm down for you to educate me though.
It's red.
Okay.
Your second one, which was?
My rival has. They hold the choice.
Your rival makes a choice. I think blue does a lot of that. I think of like Fact or Fiction or
100%. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Blue, and then the last one, whatever you said. Making checks.
It was like or unknown information, right? Being the decider.
So, like random mill.
Like random mill. Look at the top card of your deck. If it's this, do a thing, right? But that goes into the buzzword of like randomness.
Sure.
But
which is typically red.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say I only let you pick those 3 buzzwords to represent the chaos symbol. We have now taken the chaos symbol and we have eliminated it because we took its identity and we shoved it into these mana, these 5 colors instead.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you the same question for the fire symbol.
Yeah.
Pick 3 buzzwords.
My buzzwords are passion. It does a lot, and intensity. So like when we look at like mechanically, it should be having high impact, high stats, do a lot of things. I think burn, and not like the mechanic, but like literally
that's fine. Yeah.
Removing cards out of your like spending an extra resource or like burning hot, firing through think endeavor. I think mill is perfect for fire. And then when I think of fire, I think of ouch, hurting. It hits hard.
Pain.
Pain. Love that word. That's a great word.
I'll take your 3 buzzwords.
Yeah.
Burn, easy, fire, or red.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it. It's in red. That identity, it's in red now.
Mhm.
You said passion.
Yeah.
The closest thing I can think of is that there's a card called Bond of Passion, or and because like you said, intensity.
Yeah.
Also typically a red thing.
Mhm.
Obviously, I set you up for this, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
shove
yeah.
it into red.
Fire's a
And
pretty red.
Fire's
symbol.
red.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the
crazy.
point I'm trying to get up.
Yeah.
We have eliminated 2 symbols and we have now condensed them.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll take our 12
Mhm.
and we'll do this process over and over again, and we'll find a billion buzzwords for each of them.
Yeah.
That when you think of that symbol, what does it represent mechanically and thematically?
Yeah.
Because in our game we really care about that, and that matters a lot, especially as designers. Because honestly, equal importance. So, but if we take the 12 and we create all these buzzwords and we shove them into, I'm not even going to do the 5 for magic.
Yeah.
Let's just cut them in half. Let's do 6.
Sure.
Let's say we'll do those 5 colors like magic or whatever, and we'll make I don't know, purple, whatever. Yeah. Yellow. Yellow is a good one. Yellow, because like other card games use yellow. We have those 6. We've taken our 12 symbols and we've put them in the 6.
Mhm.
It just means that each of those individual ones have more character traits, more buzzwords associated with them.
Yeah.
So that when you, as the player, I'm a fire gamer,
Mhm.
the most traits that came from the fire symbol closely associate with red. You're a red player. I can make this easy comparison. And it also has access to maybe some tools you never would have really tried, but you have accessibility to them. And then also, that one that you said pain is like one of them?
Yeah.
I think you could put that maybe in black. I think pain representation, pain,
Sure.
death, that's more of a black thing. So now I think there's a weird side conversation of like, so this is what a red black card looks like, and we maybe like really embrace the idea of pain and destruction, because you're taking fire and death, and you know whatever. So again, summing all of this up, the whole point I'm trying to get at is
So
like,
you're saying that Aaron Yeager Usurper would be a red blue black because of the choice made.
relatively.
Same with, obviously he's got an extra symbol. There's the void symbol of Caleb Widowgast would be a red blue black.
Yeah. And he also likes spells. I would put spells in the blue pie chart.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
there's a little bias on of
Yes.
yes.
I would agree. And again,
yeah.
our games are drastically different. And I do think one of the core cool things about our game is like what you said in your defense for it. I do think the more that you have access to, they feel more unique because they have less buzzwords associated with them.
Yes.
They are more special.
Yes.
So that that is a unique cool thing to have, but it is a lot harder to not cause fuzziness.
I think so here's where like there's an extra step that like I like the 12 symbols and I would still love Universus if they were like 6 of the symbols are gone. I would rather they just like truly rename them all and like just change them rather
100%.
than
Yeah,
like it can't be the elements and the alignments, right? You can't do that
I'm going to call
anymore.
them, ready? Just call them domains. I'm just going to steal the Riftbound word.
Sure.
Just call them domains.
Yeah.
And you're like, the Fury domain represents a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't even. I'm sure you didn't see it because you weren't in the game yet. But like, they came out. Holy shit! I have it. I'm gonna pull it up. They came out with a like, because it's in one of my videos. Yeah, they did this with Star Wars Unlimited. I know you've played that game a little bit, but when they were trying, when you come out with a new game,
Mhm.
and this literal thing that we're talking about, and you're trying to absorb other card game players, you have to compare your apple to their orange.
Yeah.
Because you have a domain and you have symbols.
Yeah.
What is something we can compare those things to? Well, buzzwords, thematics, and what some people do are like, if a actor was a part of a symbol or domain, this is which one they would have. So Riftbound did this. Like, they literally, when they were describing each of the domains, they were like, this fictional character would represent this domain. I have it right here because it's a recent video I made. Fuck. Over number of pre-orders.
Let me as you're looking this up.
Yeah, you can vamp. Yeah.
I love in Universus. I love that I can look at the characters and I can see the flavor. I love it. And when it comes to mechanics, I am okay with the symbols being fuzzy as long as there aren't people, as long as there are some sacred cows and there are some that aren't, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for
Right?
sure. I think
If the
I think
water
there's
symbol
a-
is constantly removing its own cards, I'm like, that's kind of yucky. Right?
yeah.
But a water fire card, I'm
I
down.
think-
Right? Like, I think that there should be some agnostic game mechanics that are associated with all symbols. Every symbol in the current day and age should draw. The all symbol has got to figure out a different thing. They all should draw in some fashion. Every symbol should give some amount of stats in some way. The fire symbol's got to figure out some other thing to do that's not giving damage. The air symbol's got to figure out some other thing that's not speed. You got to figure something else out. And I think the air symbol has done it, right? It clears its card pool, no matter how broken that thing is. But like there is some things that can be special to the 12 symbols, and some things that are just like, this is a game mechanic thing to make the game work. And I think that you can just do that.
Yes. My big example I use for this one is the good symbol.
Yeah.
A mechanic in Universus is burning your opponent's life total.
Yeah.
Like burn damage.
Yep.
If the good symbol had if a card had the good symbol and it burned my opponent, I would think that's a big miss.
Totally.
Thematically and mechanically, for someone who's played the game for a long time. I think if somebody on the design team was like, I want this good symbol card because my protagonist does the burn, I would have a real conversation. I said, I think this is a bad idea. I think this does not represent the good symbol, and I think you can find another way to represent whatever mechanic you're trying to emulate from the thematics of the character, doing something else with the good symbol.
Totally.
Yeah. So I don't disagree with that, but I think that is a rule that I have set to myself that I believe in.
Totally. I agree.
The goal is, as a design team, we should all agree on the rules.
That's the
It's
hope.
okay if you get a little fluid with them, because then I'd ask you the same question. Okay, Barrett, but what happens when you have a card that has the good and the evil symbol on it? Is that card allowed to burn my opponent? What's the answer?
The answer is yes, because the evil symbol does the burn.
Just because the evil symbol on it.
Yeah.
I think there's a real conversation to be had there that says, no, I think this is still something because of the deck building rules of our game. I don't think a good symbol deck should have access to that ability.
So it's interesting because I think that if this good evil card is going to burn, it should jump through a pretty significant hoop to do so. Imagine your good symbol card is a 4 block modifier that says after you block with it, they burn 1. That's a tough sell for the good symboled card to burn, but it's still, if it's really adamant that this card burns, then sure it burns, right? Like I think that it is okay for the symbols to be fighting each other, and it's very easy to look at like the opposite symbols. Hell, when I was designing my avatar set, I didn't have characters with opposite symbols. It was a thing that I was hard set on. If you had the all symbol, you didn't have the void symbol.
You were not allowed to have.
You weren't allowed to have it. You could not be good and evil. You could not be fire and water. Like, you just couldn't do it. And so symbols, you only had 11 to play with. or
My
asterisks, right? Like you couldn't have both. To the point where
my
I fucked up one of them, and I had one of them have air and earth, and I was like, I have to like Suki broke my rule, and I went, oh, I might have too many characters because I can't facilitate this rule anymore. But I really wanted Suki. Now Suki gets to be a backup, and I'm good.
There you go. My last thought on this before I'm kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Is my favorite thought experiment is talking about the opposites of our 12 symbols. I
Yeah.
think that's so cool.
Yes.
Something I'm also a really big fan of is adjacency of symbols.
Like what symbols should sit next to each other?
What symbols can hold each other's hands by still maintaining like an identity of that symbol, but they pair well with an adjacent partner. And this has to do, in my opinion, with not just separating the symbols in their 6 opposite pairs, but you separate the symbols into 3 quadrants. For example, we have 4 symbols that represent elements.
Yeah.
And although fire and water sit opposite to each other, fire's adjacent symbols are earth and air. How can I make those 2 symbols work together or have something in common because they are not the opposite of water? And I love this thought experiment because I think it matters a lot more when you think about what I've been talking about for a while, which is what happens when you have 2 symbol or 3 symbol cards. And to me, there exists a version of a card. You talk about Todoroki with Jeremy Ray, right? He's got fire and water. Those are opposites.
Yeah.
And you can't not have those symbols on Todoroki, right? But the question then you ask is like, okay, well, wait. A fire and a water card looks very specific. Fire and earth cards should look specific, and they should feel like that they work closer together than the fire and the water card, in my opinion. Like this is just it's all theory and it's all just ideas. The other quadrant I like the most is morality, which is order, chaos, good, evil.
Yeah.
So order is opposite of chaos, but chaos is still adjacent to good and evil. When you think of D&D, what do you think about?
Yeah.
Well, you have chaotic or lawful, and then you still have a choice of good or evil. And because at the same time, what symbol is also an adjacency to good and evil? It's also order. You seem so perplexed. I just think it's a cool idea.
It's interesting because like I don't want. So I mean, we start with like I'll just put fire at the top. They won't be able to see this. I put fire and water on the opposite ends of each other, and I don't want earth and air to be next to fire. And
they're not Sorry, okay, they're not next to each other because they can't be next to each other in the giant circle of 12.
Yes.
Because then they're not adjacent.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you have thematics. We have 12 symbols, and there are thematics if you just think about themes. When thinking about I don't know what's a good example of this. Wow, I didn't even think about this, but it's actually how the it's how Attack on Titan looks, at least if you use my system. Okay?
Sure.
Attack on Titan has 6 symbols in it. There are, from my system of 3 quadrants, Attack on Titan takes 2 symbols from each quadrant.
Yeah.
You have a representation of natural elements. You have a representation of morality. And you have a representation of existence is the other thing that exists. Existence being all void, something. And I always forget our other symbols. whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot what. I'm looking them up.
My issue is just truthfully good and evil.
Oh, life and death. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, so the point I'm trying to get at is yes, correct. You can't look at the same representation when looking at all 12 of them in a circle.
Yeah.
It is looking them in different buckets. Because I don't know, the way the world works
I'm gonna
not
pull
not
up
everything
a
is
thing.
opposites. You know? Because like when you think of like thematics of like what does the word Earth mean to you?
Yeah.
They are going to be drastically different things when you think of the word void.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're not even on like on the same planes, and like that's what I'm trying to get at, right? Is like we have 4 symbols that really represent like elements, which make up the universe, and then we have these 4 symbols that relate a lot to like humanity, specifically order, chaos, good, evil.
I'm gonna share my screen in Discord, and then I'm gonna put this on the thing because I think this is interesting.
No, I think it's really interesting. I'm the only one on the team that thinks this way, but I think it is a cool way to look at it.
And then middle screen, bottom right. Oh, you're still on the screen. Okay. So I've put these in opposite orders of what I think that they would be tangential to each other. And so when I think about it, and we'll start at the top, right? I think that these 3 really love to talk to each other. This makes sense to me.
Sure.
Right? You've got an element, you've got an alignment, and you've got whatever you want to consider like life, death, or whatever, or a death, void, all evil, right? And then from here, you've got this, and these 3 like want to talk to each other, and you still have one of each.
Yeah.
And then white will not work. You've got these 3 and these should all talk to each other. I think it should be hard to have this be an idea. Like as much as like this is where it's at, like of whatever this character is, or even let's take and look at I do this. Like when I look at overhaul, right? Like I would rather like when we're trying to do something, okay, how can I make overhaul work? Right? And I think overhaul could be this.
Sure.
Right?
Sure, but I think what you're saying is still yes, but you are very hyper fixating on the circle.
Yeah.
Break the circle apart, and you are still putting these things in separate buckets. What you just said, or what you showed me, and I know chat can't see it, but it's like you're doing like little.
I'm sorry.
You're doing like little segments.
Forgot to transition.
And regardless, wherever you put the segment, because of the way that you set up your circle, you have one that represents my element bucket, one that represents existence bucket, and one that
alignment.
I mean, not necessarily. You have death and void next to each other, which doesn't work for me.
Void is.
But the point I'm trying to get at is when you circled Earth, death, order, I go, well, why not, Tam? Why can't I have a character that represents this element, this part of humanity, and this part of existence?
Oh, okay. All right, I'm in. I think that like having so here's where things get, and this is where we have to break the mold, empty the cup, or whatever, right? And we look at specifically Keyleth, who is sitting here. I'm gonna delete all this.
Just with all the elements. Because thematically, she's
the avatar,
Shari.
right? But the all symbol could represent this, right?
It could,
yeah.
But so, in my world, the all symbol doesn't directly reflect elements.
Well, it is a grouping of things, right? Like wanting to have a lot of an idea, right? Gluttony.
But I'd also then we'd have to sit here and make another decision. Okay, but she has the 4 elements. Which is also the things that create life. Why couldn't she have life?
Yeah, I mean, these are the symbols that I would pick for her.
But like the whole idea I'm trying to get at is that I think there is a different world of like you don't have to just look at the symbols as their opposites. I think there are other ways to justify putting the symbols in separate buckets, and there is meaning behind it. A lot of the things I'm talking about are specifically with buzzwords and thematics. When we talk about mechanics, things you want to represent it mechanically, that's where things get
Man,
harder because
it,
you
it
have to change the decision.
it's so sick because like when you if you break it down this way, it means that if you pick because like all of these are where it's at. I'm gonna try and focus my thought.
Yeah.
Every character, if they pick one of these ideas and one of these ideas and then one of these ideas, it means that my I'll never have a fire card and an earth or water
Yeah,
card.
that's if you hone into it, but it is not black and white.
I want
I
it to
agree
be.
with you.
I
No,
want it to be. And I think design would help
you
a ton
damn,
for
that
it.
directly conflicts with what you were fighting me on earlier when we were talking about mechanics.
I just think that you could make it happen. I think that you could.
No, I don't. I mean, you could, but you're going to make certain people upset, or you're going to have certain characters from certain worlds and certain IPs feel like they're misrepresented, according to somebody else's thought, right? But I'm just saying it's a cool thought experiment to look at them this way, because I think most people only ever look at them as their opposite, and they're like, things that the fire symbol does is not like, I'm not going to use the word like mechanically contrary to what the water symbol does, but you're like, a fire and a water card looks really weird, right?
Yeah.
Because if I'm over just in my headspace as a player who's played this game for X amount of years, I think of fire, I go, I'm gonna beat your ass. This is a very aggressive symbol. It's good at doing stats. It's good at, it has a mill identity. It pumps stats out. Aggression. And I look at the water symbol, and the water symbol doesn't do that. It's very fluid. It's reactive. It's defensive, but it's also disruptive. So those two identities at its core feel like opposites. But that doesn't mean I can't make a fire and a water card and change the idea of the theme, right?
So when I was making
Todoroki,
when I was making designing my set, the idea that I had for both fire and water was fire was a card that was best utilized on my turn, and then water was a card that was best utilized on my rival's turn. Obviously, we had reversals. Katara was a reversal character.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Reactive. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm taking your move, I've blocked it, and I'm sending it back at you,
Correct.
right? You know,
I've done something really impactful on your turn.
Which the designers of the past had the same ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to throw those away.
Yeah.
I think it's very smart to look at them and learn from it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not always black and white. There are other ways of looking at how the game can be broken down. And so, again, going back to my adjacent partner thing, what did I say about the fire symbol? Aggression, stats. It has a buddy. It has two little adjacent buddies. One of them, in my little bucket, is earth, and one of them is air. If you told me a stat that the earth symbol is good at, it would be damage. It wouldn't be speed, though.
Did I mute you? Oh, I hung up on the call. Say that all one more time. I meant to stop streaming, but I hung up on the call. I was like, "You're yapping," but I lost you.
Okay, so in my little bucket thing, just again play along with me. Fire is opposite of water, but it's adjacent to earth and air because they exist in the same bucket. Fire is really good at aggression and stats. It should be, in my opinion, the king of aggressive stats. Yeah. I give damage, I give speed.
Yeah.
Its two little buddies don't do what the fire symbol does.
Yeah.
But they kind of share a little bit of it. Air's good at speed. Earth's good at damage. They fit into this shared trait of fire. Different way of looking at it. Go to the opposite side. Water. Water currently does opponent card pool clogging. I would, think of like Mina 2. hey, my face downs don't count towards progressive, or I care about having face downs in my card pool, and I'd have you look at some TMNT cards, right? When you look at the adjacent buddies that water has, you still have this idea of card pool matters, but in different ways. How does air care about the card pool? Air wants a clean card pool because they clear cards. So if an air and water card were to work together, I might want to clear the face downs that I put in my card pool instead of building like a Mina that just makes them not count towards progressive. Other side, the Earth symbol can sacrifice its card pool for a extra reward. So like Rocksteady, or for example, right? I'm gonna add this thing in and give it a fuck ton of damage. But water can pair with Earth, or like a forcing surrender effect, right? Like, hey, clear only a non-attack card, right? I'm not clearing attack cards. That'd be like an air identity thing. I only clear non-attack cards. That's why they're opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can find a card that, like, whatever. But the point being is, like, this identity of card pool mechanics in our game, water has stuff that cares about card pool mechanics. And it can be adjacent with its buddies. And maybe they work together and have small little through lines so that when those two symbol pairs are together, fire and air, fire and earth, water and air, water and earth, they do something that benefits that mechanic that they are close to with.
Yeah.
Like if I had an air and a fire card and it wanted to be an aggressive piece, I would have it give more speed than damage.
This sucks. All this conversation has done is make me want to make a set, which I do not have the time to do, but I very much want to do.
And I guess
I actually would love to make a set, like fully make a set, and then give it to you. Be like, thoughts? As the guy that does it, thoughts? It'd be fun.
I don't think I'm allowed to do that, but
thoughts? Take it all.
But it's like, these are my shower thoughts when I sit here at work, or even when I talk to my coworkers, right? Where it's just like, we as designers, our job is to make fun toys. I think this is a cool way of looking and making a new fun toy. So it's like, I don't know, just an idea. Because like, if everything I just talked to you about, this cool little idea that Barrett has, and I made a set all by myself, and I incorporated all of these thoughts that I just told you about, and then you did an interview with me and I explained all these thoughts, and you can see all these lines that I'm making, whether you like it or not, you would understand what the vision I'm trying to create, and then hopefully, the way that our game works, it would be paired with an IP that would complement it very well. And so the more unique ideas we have to look how symbols work, mechanics work, identity works, and then you take an IP that you might have never thought would be in Universus, we can get more abstract.
Yeah.
We can get more unique. And I just think it's really cool because, I mean, yeah, it's just cool. It's something I'm new to, right? Like, I mean, I'm coming up on my 2 years of work, like officially working for the company, and like, I would have never thought about it this way a year ago, even.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, now
you're
that
in the
I've
trenches
designed,
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just, and like, I'm in a field, I'm very blessed to have this job because I didn't go to school for this. All I had was my aptitude to play the game.
Yeah.
And I have to turn that skill and learn new things so that I can create that same experience that I did as a player and give it to people, right? I gotta empty my cup, Tam.
Yeah, right.
All right. I'm
with that, thank you all for hanging out. I do greatly appreciate it. It was a good, fun stream. We got done with the podcast literally 2 hours ago. So
no, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was fun to sit here and chat. So thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. The 30 people that are just vibing. With that, tomorrow we've got the grind. I'm gonna come on and I'm gonna play some games. I gotta figure out a deck that I wanna make the best deck in the room. So with that, oh, go ahead. What's up?
And Turtles is legal.
And Turtles is legal. Yeah, I'm excited for it. But with that, thank you all for hanging out. I do greatly appreciate it. Okay.